Welcome back, everybody. Good to see you all here for some Farthest Frontier. We're back again as one of our favorite games of all time on this channel returns for a big update, version 0.9.2. We're going to watch a little video from the developer that's about an hour or so long, basically featuring everything that's going to be different between this, what I suspect to be the final version before the full update in August, which the game will release into 1.0 more than likely this summer. So this is probably the last update before the full release of the game. So it looks like they have new things like horses and cavalry and other animals, things like goats and whatnot. Some people had been commenting if I was going to cover it, and since I was on vacation, this video went live, I think, on March 7th. And so did the new preview version for version 0.9.2. So likely what will happen here is that this is going to be an update that's going to be kind of like a beta. Then it'll probably release as the actual standard version of the game, and then the full release of the version, the full game version will like drop for everybody. So pretty cool. I wanted to see and watch this video from the devs. They live streamed a little bit ago, and I wanted to see all the things that they talked about that are new coming in the full release of the game, and see if there's any hints as to what we'll get in Tier 5 or the full release version of the game. So two things. One, there's a beta patch out. Two, it's available for everybody, but you need a little secret code. So if anybody knows what that secret code is for Steam, share it in the chat, and I'll pin it so everybody can play it. Otherwise, you got to go to their forums. So if anybody knows what the forum code is for Steam, let me know. And then, regardless, this patch preview will eventually become like the current version of the game, which is not the final version of the game. That'll be 1.0. So between now and the release, maybe there'll be a couple of hot fixes and tweaks, you know, version 0.92, and then maybe it'll be 0.4, 0.5 or something like that as they make some other tweaks and additions. And then this bad boy comes out. Now, the good news is right now we're listening to music from Manor Lords, and to me, Manor Lords and Farthest Frontier are two very similar, very different, very unique games that I love on this channel. And I think Farthest Frontier was probably the biggest game we played in 2022 into 2023. And Manor Lords as well was the biggest game on the channel in 2022 when we played the demo. So both of those games released this year. Manor Lords will be releasing into early access. But regardless, Manor Lords, early access release, Farthest Frontier, full release, and then we get to play them both between like now and like, you know, their eventual releases, and I'm very excited. I'm very excited. So if anybody could do me a favor and jump over to the Crate Interactive or Entertainment forums and tell me what that code is, I'll plug it in, and I'll tell everybody else what the code is. Otherwise, I got to log in and go find it, and I don't remember what my login is. So it'll save us all some time. And so, yeah, let's go ahead and watch the hour and a half. It might be a little boring to, like, you know, watch someone else play. Like, I'm going to watch... You are watching me watching somebody else play. But what's really important here is that the Crate Entertainment developers do a really good job of showcasing everything that's new. And I kind of just found out that there was a new version. Like, I knew it was coming soon, but someone asked me if I was going to cover it, and I was like, oh my god. Because I've been waiting to go play Farthest Frontier. I was waiting for the update, and I didn't realize that it was out. So thanks to you guys for always asking and telling me about other game versions and stuff. We'll watch the intro here while we wait. And I wanted to see, somebody else had linked, I wanted to see their comment again. They shared everything that they knew that was new. So they had said... let's see, Raptor, you going to play Farthest Frontier and take a look at the new 9.2 stuff? They introduced loads of new features like horses, goats, chickens, as well as the siege catapult. So we knew about the horses, we knew about the siege catapult, didn't know about goats and chickens. They've also changed how raider camps work a little bit, and they attack if anyone gets too close, and loads of cool additions. Okay, so it looks like there's raider camps now that will actually retaliate if you get too close, and then also... And I think there was something about them attacking if you dig up certain relics. So this is Manor Lords is a pretty brutal hardcore game too, but I'd say this one, as far as I know, is even more than that. And by hardcore, I mean like you've got to survive some pretty brutal winters in Manor Lords. Like it can get really cold, and obviously people will die if you don't have heating. But this game, Farthest Frontier, has cholera, dysentery, the Black Plague, bone fractures, raiders, and I think it was smallpox that like wiped out one of our villages once too. So there's a lot of disease, festering wounds, worms. In terms of medical, this game is really brutal that way. And there's also some pretty cool hardcore realism when it comes to farming in this game. One of the things that Farthest Frontier did first that I've loved on this channel is when they did farming, and you had to do crop rotation and worry about fertilization, adding fertilizer to the fields, and also worrying about either clay or sandy soil for things like carrots or cabbage. They kind of require some different soil, or wheat. So that's cool too. What's up, ICBM919? Good to see you. All right. I think we'll go ahead and get started here wherever the dev pops up. Looks like they've only got like about a 5-minute countdown, so it's not too late or too long. So anyway, Farthest Frontier's eventual release has got me excited, both for the early access release of Manor Lords and the full release of Manor Lords, whenever that will be. So obviously, for all the new updates, we'll be starting at brand new city. We did have one that we were playing on before, but Farthest Frontier may be a game that will, at least this version, we'll come back to before the 1.0 version. So we'll probably, whatever city we start today, we'll come back to a couple of times, but absolutely 100% when Farthest Frontier comes out after Manor Lords, we will be doing a Farthest Frontier like full city run, hardest difficulty, with the full game finally released. Like we're going to start fresh on day one, and we're going to do like a full city. And we've done that. We probably built 100 cities in this game. All right, there's the dev. I'm going to scoot around here. Make sure you guys can see. This is the community manager. I'm going to scoot over here. And we're just going to chill. Me and my buddy. The coolest guy in the world. All right. He's got news. Let's listen and find out everything that's new in 9.2. And then if anybody got that code ready for the Farthest Frontier from Crate Entertainment, if anybody has that beta key, let me know what it is. So otherwise, we can't access the version. All right, let's go. Turkey. Yeah, we're just two bros doing some city building. I know, I'm very excited to play this again. So we're starting a brand new city today after this video. First, we're going to see everything that's new. I think there's changes to infantry. I think your troops now only carry a few arrows on them, like the ones that deploy from the barracks. And I think you can make specifically archers.
Hello, Internet.
Hello.
Welcome to our Farthest Frontier stream. I hope you guys are doing great today. I'm Zantai from the forums, here to answer your burning questions and show off some of the version 0.9.2 stuff that we've coming up really soon. If you're interested in playtesting, it'll actually be starting up later today, as we announced. So I hope.
Oh my God, chat didn't tell me.
To get this into your hands.
I'll never take a vacation again.
How are you guys doing today?
Good, dude. Is that a barn down? What is this building? Oh, this is the stables, I think. This looks completely different. I don't recognize that building. That's got to be the stables for horses. And maybe
wrong stream.
Maybe chicken coop
even the shirt says
and
so.
Stables. Maybe.
To answer that question, though, I don't have any big news for you regarding that. Like it's still pretty deep in development. We have a lot of stuff that's
17 livestock animals more. That's got to be chickens.
But we'll keep you posted with our monthly updates. You saw the changelog, but didn't see anything listed about goats and chickens. The changelog has been updated in the last couple days.
Oh, surprise! So they added goats and chickens. Oh, that's cool.
Before they are on there now.
So now we can get eggs, we can get feathers, we can get chicken meat. Beautiful. Oh my God. This is the goat.
We do need more domestic animals.
The greatest of all time.
Having some more variety there is pretty fun.
We got goats now. Sweet.
It's not necessarily that it's going to like.
They're probably a lot cheaper than cows.
You're building your town,
so you could probably get them earlier.
It's actually, with chickens in particular, it's a way to get eggs outside of the
forests. Yeah.
For goats, though, it's more like you can still get meat and hides and stuff, but goats tend to be a little bit more versatile than cattle, and you can kind of just put them anywhere and they'll do fine.
Okay.
So if you've got an area that's really barren, goats will probably do okay.
Mm-hmm.
Egg meta incoming. Nerf eggs. So, as you guys saw from the
Nerf
change
eggs.
log, like that is one of the major things we're adding. We're giving you new animals with chickens and goats and
Beautiful.
horses. We've got stable over here.
God, that was loud. Holy crap.
Horses hanging out right here.
Horses, we got them. Confirmed. Well, we knew, but there they are.
No bacon. No pigs yet.
Yet.
As far as animals
He
for
said no pigs
1.0,
yet.
I think this is probably
Pigs
gonna be
confirmed?
it. I can't say what we're gonna do after that. You never know. Maybe we might do sheep. Possible.
Oh, yeah,
Anything's
sheep would be
possible.
cool. Then we'll get wool for probably heavier winter clothing.
Live stream. Thanks for the game, everyone. So much fun. I'm glad you're liking it. We're getting there. We're getting to 1.0. This is gonna be the year, which is crazy. Like it just
Finally.
seems like to us in a way like, oh, it's only like yesterday we started early access, right? But like, no, it's been a while. It's been a lot of things that have been added since we started with.
Were these guys at PAX East?
We're up to
I didn't see them.
0.9.2. Anything is possible. Endgame Kraken boss confirmed. Yeah, we should definitely do a Kraken boss for Frontier.
I'm
That's
also
what people are
imagining when they
expecting.
release 1.0, it's not that they're going to just add tier 5 and be done with the game. They might add
The other half of this update,
other things to all the other
arguably
tiers,
more than
too.
half, is like we've been calling this the combat update for a reason. Combat stuff has
more
been
focus on combat.
overhauled.
Oh.
To put it lightly, the way recruitment works, the way soldier controls work, the options of soldiers you have has been dramatically expanded, and we've also added more options for what kind of raiders you'll be facing. So it's not just that you have new ways to defend yourself. You're also gonna have to be defending yourself from new enemies.
Oh, great.
So let's actually take a look at soldiers here really quick. The main thing you might notice is that the banners on the outside of the barracks are actually different.
Mm-hmm.
That is based on the company that is inside of this.
Oh, that's
And if you'd
awesome.
like, you can actually change it.
You can
to something
change
else.
company banners per fort.
You can do that.
Oh,
It
that's
updates
great.
For you on the outside of the building. You can rename the company.
Yeah. Oh, you
Name
can
it
name your
the
squads and stuff.
Twitch company.
That's awesome. Love that. Cool.
Historically, roughly how long will Frontier remain in test before it's pushed to live? It honestly kind of depends. We can't predict every issue that might crop up once there's hundreds of people trying it out. I don't imagine there'll be huge bugs because I think, knock on wood, we've taken care of all of those. But the playtest will basically last as long as it takes to make sure that once it goes fully live, it's a smooth experience. So anyone that wants to participate in the playtest, we appreciate you guys reporting bugs because it's going to be tremendously helpful for us to
For sure.
make sure that process is smooth. I imagine it'll be in the range of 2 to 3 weeks, but never know. The goal is definitely to get this update out to everybody this month. Safe to assume you have to trade for chickens, eggs foraged won't get them. Right, so to acquire all the new animals, you're going to have to use the trading post. So just like you got cows in the past, actually let's see what we got here. We got Anders with goats, there you go. So
Anders Plains Rider also brings goats.
like a few more goats.
Looks like they're fairly cheap,
Or
maybe.
just put them in storage or did
Big money, Masook.
go wrong on stream.
Big money. Say big money at
Yeah,
Masook.
something just bugged out there. So yeah, a bug to take a look at just before we wanted to push the playtest. What was supposed to happen is that these goats would end up right in here. Or maybe they already got transferred instantly because I do have more goats than I remember. Programmers watching the stream, take a look at that, please.
Money.
Haven't played since 0.9.
Wow, he's got a lot of
PTSD.
cemeteries.
Oh no, something went wrong.
How old
sound.
is this city?
Oh, the notification sound. I have to say, time and again, I always come back to this game as the best of its kind. I'm glad you think so. I definitely think we've carved out our niche in the town builder genre.
Yep.
And we'll continue to refine that.
Yeah,
Thanks for the
Menards.
supporter pack. When will the next drop? You're talking about the loyalist packs for Grim Dawn. Well, that was a pretty big commitment, actually. Like, the artist put in a lot of hard work to making those armors awesome. So I think
So we've
it's gonna
seen
be a while
chickens,
before
we've
we do
seen
another
goats,
one,
we
but
know that they
maybe
could be
if you guys keep
purchased.
pressuring us on the forum like for the last one, we'll do it sooner rather than later.
Marcel, did you become a
As part of this
subscriber?
it's not part
Didn't
of this
get a
update, but they're
notification?
expected to
Thank
be
you very
tier
much.
5 by full release. So tier 5 housing, yes.
Oh,
If
tier
you're
5
picturing
housing.
a tier 5 town center, no. We're not going to add a new tier of buildings. So tier 4, like in terms of like what you can build, like that's going to be it for 1.0.
What?
Whether we go to tier 5, 6, whatever post-release, that's a topic for a different day.
Wait, what?
You had a Pavlovian response when the trader bell rang. That makes sense.
Wait a minute. Whoa, what? Hold on. Roll that back for a minute. That's pretty important what he just said. Uh-oh. That changes everything that I thought would happen. Hold on. So he's saying that you can upgrade your town hall to tier 5, but they're not adding any tier 5 buildings? That's it? So the games buildings go to tier 4. The main town hall could be like tier 5 or the final stage, but there's not going to be like a tier 5? This game still needs boats on rivers or river traffic. We still need bridges across rivers. We need rivers in general. We need water power, and we need coastline. We need boats that we can either send or receive goods from, and also be able to build a pier. And it would be actually very cool to build coastal defenses just in case, like, it'd be cool if there were raiders who were kind of like pirates or whatever. That'd be very interesting. Thank you very much for resubbing myself. Okay, listen to what he says here. This is very important. This kind of actually sad. I'm heartbroken. Hold on, listen.
Haven't played since 0.9 and instantly get PTSD from the oh no something went wrong sound. Oh, the notification sound. I have to say time and again, I
want that shirt.
This game is the best of its kind.
I want that
do
shirt.
think so. I definitely think we've carved out our niche in the town builder genre, and we'll continue to refine that.
Okay, listen. Here we go.
Thanks for the last supporter pack. When will the next drop? You're talking about the loyalist packs for Grim Dawn. Well, that was a pretty big commitment, actually. Like, the artist put in a lot of hard work to making those armors awesome. So I think it's going to be a while before we do another one. But maybe if you guys keep pressuring us on the forum like for the last one, we'll do it sooner rather than later. You know, it's part of this it's not part of this update, but they're expected to be a tier 5 by full release. So tier 5 housing, yes. If you're picturing a tier 5...
Okay, so tier 5 housing. So the houses can go up to tier 5. So there'll be a tier 5 city hall and a tier 5 housing.
5 town center, no. We're not going to add a new tier of buildings. So tier...
Well, that's misleading because you can't... The town center does go to tier 5, I'm pretty sure.
4, like in terms of like what you can build, like that's going to be it for 1.0. Whether we go to tier 5, 6, whatever post-release, that's a topic for a different day.
Oh, man.
You had a Pavlovian response when the trader bell rang.
Matt, thank you very much for your Twitch Prime sub.
That makes sense. Is the cavalry
no, chat.
too? Well, let's take a look at this cavalry stable and see if we can answer that question.
This is so blurry. But, it's YouTube's compression.
Hey, cavalry. Do we have cavalry?
The horses run very... They run very weird.
Where did he go? I'm pretty sure I saw him riding through town. Instead of joining his his buds in...
Drought coming in. I wonder if that means we can have horse archers. Looks like one of them's a lancer.
There's a different selection circle around him. And the reason for that is, let me pause for a second here. If you look in the lower right of the HUD, there's these new controls you have for military units.
Oh, he's
first off,
blocking it.
4 new buttons for selecting units, so infantry, archers, cavalry, and then all military units.
Okay.
But if you have some selected, like I have this horseman here, I actually have additional stance options for him. So by changing his stance, it actually updates his little selection circle. That lets you know which stance he's in.
That's cool.
So defensive stance will actually have them pursue enemies less far than in the default stance. So if you don't want your units, chasing raiders out way into the wilderness, like, you can switch their stance to something like this. Or if you don't, for example, this will be a good option for your archers. If you click the hold position, then they'll just stay put, and they'll only attack something if it comes within range. So for melee units, that means something you actually have to walk up to them. For archers, that means they're gonna start shooting at anything they can reach.
Right.
And finally, if you want a custom rally point, you can also set that for individual units. I'm over the HUD. I totally am. Let me move myself for a sec.
Scooting around. Hey, what's up, Anna? Welcome
Or
back.
just hide myself. You don't need to see me. Here we go. There. Yes. So take a look at this guy, and you can see there's new buttons.
There indeed are new buttons. Big Money Masook.
And there I'm back. Hello, you love the game. Fantastic so far. Are there any plans to add boats of some kind, like fishing boats, or a similar situation to the British situation? It's been discussed in the forum. Sorry for lost posts. So it's kind of in the same boat, if you will. In terms of any water gameplay, we're thinking it makes more sense to do like a cohesive, committed like update specifically for that, and that's probably going to be in the form of a DLC. Because
What?
water gameplay is a pretty big addition. Like, we're talking, like you said, you mentioned fishing boats. You could have trading ships showing up. You can have bridges, and all that stuff kind of adds up to some significant changes to the way the game handles things. So I think I've surely mentioned this in the thread you're referring to. Just to do bridges, for example, it's like there's so many questions that have to get asked and answered. Like, when you build a bridge, which like, are builders able to build it from both sides? Is there only one direction they can build from? Like, what happens if you path them to the other side and the bridge gets destroyed? Can raiders path across bridges? Can villagers path across a bridge, like, when it's damaged? Like, what if raiders destroy a bridge? What about a boat? Can it clip through a bridge? Does it get stopped by a bridge? So there's all these considerations, especially with pathing, that have to get resolved, and it gets complicated really quickly.
Okay.
So
that's good. So water confirmed, not in 1.0, but they are talking about a DLC or future update. So that's something I think since day one, everybody was like, where are rivers? Where are boats? Where's like fishing? And we don't. It's like. It sounds like they're giving it like a 75% chance that it'll happen. It's like, okay, not in 1.0, but maybe in the future.
Rather than try to get all this really complicated stuff into 1.0, when there's all the other features we wanted to get in, we felt it made more sense to do like a water update or a water DLC down the line.
Water update. That'd actually be really cool. We could get a new map type,
Bit
like
AoE
coastal.
2 units. A little bit, yeah.
Waterfalls, marshlands, fishing. There's so
What
much
does
you
it
could
feel
do with
like
just
a car
water.
off on his downtime getting sloshed? It happened back then.
You could almost add like 2 buildings to every
Especially funny
tier.
when you see a horseman doing it.
Tons of buildings
Any
rely on
discussions
water.
Adding keeps, castles, forts. So that's kind of where our barracks come into play. I mean, if you really look at the tier 2 barracks, like it's kind of its own little fort as it is.
Yeah, it's called the fort.
You're very excited for the new raiders. You're curious to hear your thoughts on the terrain tool's defensive potential, and if that factors the design of the new catapults or raider barrels in general. So, as we've seen over the months of early access, you guys really like building thick walls.
Thick.
And so there had to be a response for the raiders to that, and that's where the catapults come in. In terms of the crazy like terraforming stuff you guys have done, I suppose catapults would help against that too, since they'll be able to bombard stuff from a distance. So all those fancy like complicated mazes of terrain you've been building,
Right.
I guess won't be as effective. But I'm not sure it'll be fully negated by catapults. You gladly pay for the water-based DLC down the line. Take my money.
Hell yeah.
I'm glad to hear it. Hi, looks like I got to the wrong door. Grim Dawn stream a few months later. Yeah, this is not a Grim Dawn stream today, sorry. how much more optimization will you guys do the game performance before 1.0? Are you looking to do another dedicated optimization release before 1.0? I would say
That's a
we're
good
looking
question.
to do multiple optimization releases before 1.0.
Okay, optimization is good.
So we've mentioned on the forum and with our development updates that we hired a new programmer to kind of focus exclusively on optimization.
Right.
He was actually pumped during the interview. Like, we told him, like, oh, you could work on this, and he's just like, oh, that sounds awesome. Like, okay, great. So there he is, and he's been chipping away at that for the last couple months, and it's mainly been to the way animations are processed and rendered, which, as you can imagine, with a village of like 2,000 villagers,
Right.
there's a lot going on there, and the way Unity handles animations
Unity!
this way is not the most efficient, but preliminary results are very promising. So I expect the next update will have optimization improvements. But it will not be the last optimization pass we'll be doing.
Good.
But that one I think should be, hopefully, pretty big bump in terms of frame rates, especially for big towns. Are they also a bit tougher? I cut them down with these. Oh, in terms of raiders? Well, raiders aren't just getting kettables, they're also getting horsemen, so that will, you know, be another thing to contend with. But you get access to lancers, or sorry, pikemen. Lancers are the cavalry unit.
Oh, right. But
Select
no archery?
There we go. There's my pikemen. So these guys get a bonus against cavalry.
Oh.
What if we build normal walls? Will catapults wreck us? I don't think they'd be any more destructive to thinner walls than they would be to triple walls, mostly on account of the fact that they do splash damage. So if you've got triple walls, those walls are going to get like affected in the cluster, whereas if you have a single layer of wall, well, I mean, they're just going to be hitting the same chunk effectively. You imagine cavalry would be great for flanking incoming raiders. Yup, and for getting out there and picking off those pesky catapults.
Right.
Another thing I'd like to point out is now that we have all these different military units, we've actually got them kind of forming formations, and that is to help you get the right units up front. Because as you can imagine,
formations will be
aren't
good
as
for that.
tough as your pikemen.
You wonder if the
infantry,
upcoming
so
release of
rather than
MANOR
having
has
them
lit a
get
fire under them? I think so, yeah.
wrecked by some raiders up front, they're actually going to get in line in the back. Get them holding stance. No, that was not going to work for this. Get in positions, guys. There they are. So you can see the archers are here in the back. Then we got our pikemen and heavy infantry mixed in the front. So those archers can start firing at the raiders coming at them, and these guys are going to hold them back.
Oh, good. Chat, I might actually rely less on towers this time around.
You need a rooster for the chickens to reproduce. We did not go that deep on the simulation,
So I know every time we play this, everybody wants me to build massive walls. And as I always say, walls will fail because the enemy will just destroy them. And if you don't have people to defend the walls will fall. And so you need, I think you need troops, you need towers first, then troops, then walls to connect all those things together. You need towers to defend important buildings at the start because you really have no materials at all. Then you need some troops in order to defend those things even better. But now that we might be able to have better formations for troops, they're even better because they have a higher chance of survivability, especially if archers are going to be in the back. Then you get to use mobility, which is like super important. Like then you get to, and you know, that's the thing about the walls too, is if the wall comes under attack and the enemy is about to break through, good, then you can like sneak out behind them and attack them from behind and maybe have a blocking force in the middle and catch them between the two. And now that you have foundations or formations for that, that makes it even better. I love that. That might make walls even more powerful.
Accessibility when the season changes to fall winter, my screen darkens so much I have trouble seeing things. Any chance of making the environment brightness constant? Interesting. So you're saying it actually gets so dark that you can't see what's going on? We'll have to take a look at that because that shouldn't be so dramatic. Like it should get darker when like it's sort of not really it simulates night, but it just kind of simulate shorter days, if you will, and then like the lights come on in the houses and stuff. So that's intentional, but it's surprising to me that it has such an impact you're having trouble seeing. But we'll have to take a look. Will the game have scenarios very close to Grim Dawn? It'd be fun cameo if it would have to manage Homestead Village from Grim Dawn or any other noticeable place. We don't have plans for scenarios right now. I don't know about post-release.
That would be cool, though. Scenarios would be a good option.
I suppose if the community feels very strongly about having scenarios, it's something we could investigate for post-release content.
I mean, I think that would be a good release content thing. Add more ways for people to see.
How much more optimized is 9.2, would I say?
What would be cool about scenarios is that you could make a scenario at the different tiers, like 2 tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 scenarios, and that would let people see what's possible in the game, like right at the start.
There's nothing that I would say is significant in 9.2 in terms of performance. So this is not a performance targeting.
Eventually, we will be playing this, by the way. I'm not just going to be watching this video the whole time. As soon as I know everything that's new, then we'll go in and start using it.
So that's where the focus was. But in terms of optimization, as I mentioned, like the next update is going to have some pretty big improvements. Archers are squishy. Well, I found my cannon fodder then. There you go. Or even complete events from Grim Dawn, which wasn't in the game. I had to deal with them, like defensive prison location, the beginning of Ashes of Malmeth. Ah, I see. Yeah, so that kind of goes into the earlier conversation about scenarios. Like that's not something we have planned for 1.0.
Oh man.
Looks awesome. When can we play? So this stuff that I'm showing you off right now is coming into playtest later today.
It's out now, by the way. It's out now.
That's kind of going to depend on how long the playtest needs to go. I expect it'll be a couple weeks, and then everybody's going to be able to check it out. Let's get these guys back home. Was there any changes done with the barracks forced to have some sort of internal storage for ammo gear so the archers are not going out to fight with only 2 arrows in their quiver? So, in terms of archers stocking up, they're going to hold way more arrows than they used to. You can see they have 40.
Oh.
And I think we updated how often they restock themselves. So you shouldn't end up in a situation where archers are going into battle with 2 arrows.
Good.
Did the chickens or the eggs come first? Well, actually, for that, we have a very straightforward answer. Because we had eggs for foragers, the eggs came first.
Yep.
So there you go.
True.
You hate to admit it, but you've been trying to enter the beta code for the past 30 minutes. Sorry. Not yet. A little longer. Will the game always be in endless mode, or will there be some kind of reason to grow your city eventually? It's always been intended
always
to be
a reason to
sandbox,
grow
so
your
it's
city.
Kind of up to you what your endpoint is.
Yeah. See? Yeah.
There might be some stuff down the line that is sort of like a pinnacle achievement, if you will, where it's just like, I've done it. This is like
Pinnacle achievement.
You know, a commercial city.
Pinnacle.
It's fine, you keep trying every now and last night, even though you already knew about today. So you're just hoping maybe it would come sooner. Any sandbox like tools, dev tools in the future. So in terms of tools, the game's made in Unity, so that's what you'd be using for any sort of modifications. We are also releasing our first
Unity mods? Is Unity hard to mod?
With this update. So if you are interested in creating your own buildings, especially particularly decorative ones.
Ooh, yeah, I'd like to make my own.
If you want to add all sorts of new options
my
to
own
make
buildings
your
would be
town
cool.
spiffy and cool, like in your own style, this will be the update you can start doing that efficiently.
No
We
way.
made it as streamlined as possible, so you guys can just set up the assets you need, follow our guide that one of our artists wrote, and get your stuff uploaded to the Steam Workshop, then other people can start using it. Like, we want to make it as simple as possible for you to start modding the game the way you want.
Okay, I'll check that later.
With the addition of extra military units, how does it?
I gotta
impact
see
the
if there's
current
mods
supply
available
chain?
for the game now through
I
Steam.
wouldn't say it has any particular impact on that.
Or at least modders are making those mods now and they'll be available for
If you're producing
1.0.
enough iron and gold to support your military now, you should be fine to do it in 0.9.2. Pretty downgraded and functional town. Exactly, someone's got it. Will we get our own catapults at some point? Who knows, that wasn't mentioned in patch notes, but I think I remember from an early post. We are not giving you siege units at this time. That would make defeating raider camps kind of trivial.
Well, good.
Maybe someday, if there's going to be some sort of like...
Oh, come on. Give us 1.0
larger
siege
raider or enemy
equipment. Come on.
fortification to deal with, that might make sense. But as it is now, it doesn't really make sense for your town to be making siege equipment.
Yes,
because
it
you're not
does. Big Money
sieging
Masook will
anything.
buy that for like 10,000 gold. Are you kidding me?
Future. Achievements to be added soon. Achievements will be added
Ooh.
before the 1.0, or maybe even for the 1.0 update.
Oh,
what
cool.
will most likely happen is we're gonna put 1.0 stuff into playtest, and we'll enable achievements then. So anyone that enters that playtest, we will start earning achievements.
Oh,
and then,
1.0 will have a playtest, so the 1.0 will kind of unofficially release a
You
little
kinda
early.
Scroll around the town. Well, which part of my town do you want to see? This is,
Well,
you
not the
600
graveyard.
population town. Decent mid-game town.
Decent mid-game. You all know we're going to have to survive a bear attack
Subtitles of translation.
today. You know we're going to get attacked by bears.
Don't know. I mean, I guess there's a way to stream to both Twitch and YouTube at the same time. We could look into that. But all these streams get uploaded to YouTube afterwards. So I think, does that end up getting the closed captioning that YouTube does?
Yes.
Because if that's the case, then that'll be our option. Will archers be able to place on walls or in towers? So we're not. I mean, as you can see, the walls aren't exactly thick enough for archers to climb on top of them. That's not something we had in mind when we came up with walls for the game. I don't know if we'll ever change that to have walls that you can climb on top of. But in terms of towers, it's still guards.
I'll be over here.
And those guys
There.
will continue to use bows and crossbows.
Let's try those on.
I think right now all the animals are probably hiding.
I want to see the chickens, damn it. Is that... Oh, that's... What is that? Is that a chicken coop?
Can I ask about the work progress on the new engine? Does it have a chance on update in the next few years? So, the work on the new engine is progressing smoothly.
Mhm.
There's some really cool stuff happening in the background that we're not quite ready to talk about. But in terms of showing it to you, I think that's still definitely on the order of next few years, yeah. We are starting to ramp up on
Next
the sort
few
of
years.
art and design end of the RTS development. So, like, you asked about the new engine. The new engine will be used for our upcoming RTS game first, and then future
Upcoming
games after
RTS game.
that. So everything that's being done for right now does prioritize
They're making an RTS.
features.
Oh.
And in terms of when we'll be able to show those to you, it'll probably be...
Is Raptor mad at the dev?
We
He
have-
moved away
we
to,
have a
with him?
few
Yeah, a little bit.
RTS models.
No tier 5 buildings
not
aside
sure
from
it
the
makes sense
house
to
and
be showing
the
those off
town
yet.
hall. And no water
I wonder
stuff
if
at
there'll
all.
be changes to set
This game's good,
things.
but
Did we get
that would make it
surprised with any new
incredibly
art?
impactful.
We did not add new decorative buildings in this update, but if there's any modders that are interested in making their
No
own
new
pretty
decorative
gardens,
updates.
this will be the update to start. Will lampposts be added? You know, I did mention lampposts as an
Oh, that would be great. Have someone come
not
by
sure
and
where
light
the
them.
Conversation ended up. But that could be another thing that modders could definitely do.
No, that shouldn't be modded. That's an easy day one, dude. You take like 1 or 2 iron to make the lamppost, and then you use animal fat or what is it called, fallow, or whatever it is, to like have somebody come by and light the damn like street lights. That'd be so damn cool. You could have almost a Victorian era city. Come on.
Yes, there's an RTS game in the works. We at Crate love RTS games, and we'd like to make our own.
Okay, so they're making an RTS game.
What's the new game engine? Well, it's the Crate engine. I'm not sure what else to call it. It's a proprietary engine that we're building from scratch. So it'll be our very own. It's not Unreal, it's not Unity, it's Crate.
What would happen?
Come
I
on,
think
let
that's
me
a chicken
experience
coop
it.
there. Is that
Xenon,
it?
come back
Is that a
up.
chicken coop? Click on it. Click on it. His mouse is so
I haven't
close
even
to
looked
it.
at the chickens closely yet.
Oh. Okay, so the chickens get their own coop.
This Command and Conquer RTS is great.
This actually makes me want to play
I
Stardew.
really liked
With the
Red
chicken
Alert
farming.
series back in the day. It wasn't like necessarily like a competitive multiplayer game, but the campaign was just stupid fun. Especially Red Alert 2.
I can't believe we can't make our own lighting. I didn't even think about that. That would have been amazing.
Almost spring.
Click on the chicken coop. I want to see the
Especially if you're
options.
playing the Dune 2000 game from '97. Wow, that is old school. Are there any plans for different map locations to have seasons that are different, such as harsher winters or warmer summers? I would definitely like to see some of that done more. So what we've done so far is, for example, with droughts.
Right.
Droughts happen way more often on arid environments, and blizzards happen way more often in the alpine environment.
Barely.
So we have a little bit of that now.
I've only had like 2.
I think more could be done with, like you said, like having seasons that are different lengths and intensities. Like having a very mild winter in arid, for example, would make sense.
That would make sense,
What
yeah.
setting is the RTS in? It is in the GD universe. Yes,
Hey,
it is set in the Grim
look,
Dawn universe.
are you here to talk about Farthest Frontier?
Story, a prequel to Grim Dawn.
Oh, prequel. Ooh.
What do chickens, goats eat, produce, and what affects their output? So, in terms of what they eat, we kept it pretty consistent.
Oh my God, there it
like
is. He
all
finally
the same feed that
clicked
you
on
give
it.
cows, you can give to chickens and goats and horses. We didn't want to overcomplicate it. The only thing I'll mention is that now there is a new crop. Where is that? Which is hay.
Oh.
And there's a missing tag there.
So now we can make hay directly from the fields. Okay.
But
That's cool.
Yeah. So you can
All right.
effectively grow
Yeah.
hay to
Beautiful.
feed your animals.
That's great.
During the winter.
Because before I'd always try to get them to go out onto the fields. But now that you can make hay, you could just
There they are.
you have food for all year round then. Okay, that's cool. Love that. That's cool. Hey.
What time will the places be live? Later today. Looks like we've got a couple small bugs to iron out that I found during this live stream, which should be quick, so it shouldn't delay the playtest too much. I expect so like probably by like 6 o'clock Eastern time today. I expect we'll have the playtest up for you. Any plans, ideas about how new animals to have multiple usage, like you mentioned in the forum that you plan to add horses, extra usage instead of combat later on? Right. So currently in this update, horses are effectively just for combat. So you're breeding horses so you can recruit horsemen and lancers to defend your town. What would be really cool to do in the future is to come up with some more uses for horses around the town that aren't just military. One thing that we've been kind of floating around is maybe letting villagers borrow horses to just kind of get around faster for a bit.
What?
Like if they need to go somewhere far out of town, they could like take a horse and get there really fast. That's one idea we're floating around. Well, time to get and play Grim Dawn before the RTS comes out. There you go. You got to get your background. Any content? Are you content with the current terraforming tools? Sometimes they feel cumbersome. Any other times I remind myself it may not have been Creed's intent to allow drastic changes to the land. So we definitely weren't planning for you guys to create crazy steep cliffs, but people are enjoying it. So it's kind of, well, have fun. In terms of making those tools more powerful, I'm not sure if we want to make them any more powerful than they are, because if it becomes too easy to do those crazy terraforms, it almost becomes as like the go-to strategy. Grow hay, quote unquote. All farmers have entered the chat. Glad I added the finger quotes. Yeah, I added the finger quotes for a reason. I know. I'm not gonna pretend you're growing hay.
Is this a tier 2 chicken coop here? What is this building?
It is kind of a gameism. Like, I mean, technically you'd be growing nothing there, but you know.
I don't think I've seen that building before.
It has to be a resource for the game to manage it, for the farmers to harvest it and, you know, deposit it in the barns. How does a new wagon system work in terms of logistics, like bringing let's say meat from faraway outposts from your town center for smoking? So in the last update we added storage limits. Let's take a look at those really quick for anyone that might not have played recently.
Oh, was that the last update they added that?
Let's see. There. So if you want to set quotas for a minimum maximum you want of a resource in a storage building, you can set that here. So if you want, for example, only like 10 nuts to be in this warehouse, you can set that. and then any excess would go to other storage buildings. And then on another building, you could set a minimum of, 100 nuts, and then villagers are going to basically like take nuts from this storage building and put them over in that one. And so if you want resources to kind of flow in a particular direction and make sure that certain resources are always available in particular buildings, that's what you can do.
That's good.
And what this update brings to the table is the ability for wagons to
Oh, you think
assist
that's
in
the
that
upgraded
process.
wood chopper?
So in
I don't remember that building being that long.
0.1, villagers were doing all of that work, which is fine if you have a lot of laborers, but if there's any heavy materials you want to transport around, like iron or sand or something, then villagers actually take a really long time to do that. And it's kind of funny to watch because you get like 20 villagers going like back and forth between buildings, carrying like 2 stone at a time. But wagons can help make that a lot more efficient, and that's what this update brings for that.
Right.
Do chickens provide meat? Yes. If you want to open a KFC in your town, this is the time.
KFC update confirmed. We got it, guys. We can stop asking now. We're good to go.
Oh, now that I've got this open, actually, that brings me to another feature in this update, which is
We're
the
locked in.
resource. So if, say, I really need...
Yes, we can make requests now for stuff. We don't have to wait.
Them, and then we're going to have to pay attention to the next trader who shows up. So that once you request a resource, the next trader that wasn't already on the way will deliver that item to you at a premium.
Wasn't already on the way.
You can select that option. The trader's going to bring it. They're going to cost a little extra compared to what they would normally cost, but it's going to fill up that need for you. So, for example, if you really need clay or something, or really need to get soap or herbs in your town, that's going to let you do that in an emergency.
That's good. Usually I have that problem with just needing a few extra bricks or something to finish a building.
I believe they do, yes.
That's usually where it goes for me.
Another good use for horses could be an addition in farming to boost productivity. That's also something that we thought about in terms of a use for horses. It would be pretty cool to have a horse-drawn, farm tool.
Plow, yeah.
But it would require some pretty fundamental changes to the way farming was implemented. So maybe in the future, but definitely not right now. How dare our video game is something slightly unrealistic? Yeah, what were we thinking? You're playing a game?
Okay, so far the chickens and the goats seem to be the super important stuff. Cavalry seems good too, but I got to see how they work in battle.
And he's totally living in a manor in my town. Does lightning do damage to people or buildings? I don't think it does damage to people, but it can set buildings on fire.
Yes, it can. But I've never seen it hit a person.
Can wagons carry anything? How's it worked out when they will move things between storages? Yeah, I think in terms of transferring stuff between storages, they can carry pretty much anything, just in larger quantities. When possibly will we get bridges? So this question got us earlier in the stream.
Bridge.
And the answer is post-release. We hear you guys want bridges. You hear you guys want water gameplay. So
well, put it in there, damn it!
That's on our radar.
People have been asking this for 2 years.
Big of a feature
Well, delay the game. Delay the game. It's fine.
1.0.
Delay.
Unless we stay in early access forever, which some people are content with.
That's fine.
But some people already feel that early access has been too long. So you got to balance both acts.
Come on.
How in depth will modding be? We'll be able to create our own resources and mechanics and more ore types of crops, food, etc. So the initial official support for modding is for sharing maps and for sharing decorative buildings. We do want to keep expanding that.
Maps and decoration.
You can officially mod. In terms of what you can do unofficially, I mean, people have been doing all sorts of stuff already. For those, though, I think you will need to continue using things like Melon Loader, because that's effectively, I think, injecting code into the game. So that's still going to be possible. We're not removing the ability to do that, but we just want to make it easier to do without resorting to such tools. My rat problem is triggering OCD. Well, it's not a rat problem. It's so much that my rat catcher is being a slacker. Yeah, this one here.
Applebee's has rats.
She's taking care of it. What's the building in the graveyard at the top? So, last update, we added crypts.
Yeah, the crypts, yep.
So you're not filling up your whole map with graveyards. So crypts can hold 2,000, whereas a graveyard like this holds 188. Let's throw airplay in there too. Give us blimps. I think we're gonna cut it at that level of technology. That they haven't quite invented hydrogen yet. Can we manipulate the population to increase more with this update? There is a bump to population growth kind of in the mid game, so right around like the population of this town. Like we felt that as this population growth kind of got bigger and bigger, there was a certain point in mid game where it kind of slowed down way too much.
Yep.
And it didn't feel great. Like there was a point in this
took
town
way
actually
too
when I
long
was
to grow.
playtesting in the last few months, where I was
Have
like,
they made that better?
It's kind of stagnating. Part of that was that some of the raids with horsemen and stuff just got a bit tougher, and I had to adjust. But I was just losing almost as many villagers as were getting born and immigrating, which meant my town was just kind of sitting there. So we did bump population growth in this range a bit. Will soldiers use the barracks as a home instead of using a house? So any profession that has a secondary residence, so hunters, foragers, fishermen, and soldiers, they all live.
Do you have to bury the bodies, or can you just leave them? You can leave bodies, but then it'll attract rats, and that'll attract disease, which then leads to more bodies. But to bury someone, I think any of the laborers just throw the body in a wheelbarrow, and then they just dump it off at the cemetery, and it's an auto bury.
They just also have a home assigned to them.
So it's just kind of an automatic thing. So long as they can reach the body.
A mini-map is on our radar. I'm not sure which update.
That was funny. Mini-map is on our radar. He made an unintentional funny.
We're definitely
this guy's a genius.
Oh, and see, this guy is flashing. Traveling merchant is at the trading post, ready to trade shield. I should say shields at your request. And he's over here, brought me shields, brought me a lot of shields, and they're pricey.
Anders Plains Rider will bring shields?
Since I requested shields, I can buy them.
That's so weird. I don't know who makes the shield. I don't know if you can actually buy shields
hey,
in the
Zenta,
game.
Will you like to add a system
from anybody.
Where the population will have their
I thought that was you could only sell to
I made a suggestion in the forum if you want to check it out.
That one guy with the pointy beard, or maybe big money.
Yet, but yes. Let's just say soon. We'll show off what we have in mind for that. We do want to make the town feel a little bit more alive, and villager idle time is exactly where that would come into play. Would it be too much of a hassle to implement lifespan on graves so a plot can get reused after X years? I'm guessing it would be difficult since the crypts were introduced. I mean, we could do that. I'm not sure how I feel about it. What would be really cool is if you could have some sort of like summary of all the villagers that died and how. But yes, crypts were kind of the answer to that question. Do we plan to have some sort of multiplayer like Anno?
No.
We are not planning to add multiplayer for Frontier. This has been, always will be intended to be a single player experience.
Sad. Big sad. But single player confirmed.
Bone in mine, very strange. But you've never heard of someone breaking a bone while working in a mine?
Exclamation point! Member berries, yeah.
Stacked up. You guys are way too efficiency focused. What happens to respect for the dead?
What is this building?
Did I fix the gold leech issue? You're gonna have to be more specific. What gold leech issue are you talking about? What about composting bodies? Come on. Good idea for a mod. Some history keeper records of all people. Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be really cool to have that as an official feature, but I'm not sure when we'd get around to that.
Meow.
Could you maybe dig up graves if you've run out of food and things are getting dire?
Wow.
I don't think I want to do that simulation. We can respect the dead after we've become efficient. There you go. Another feature of this update, not
T-Bone, you have
related
big news?
to
Tell me.
any dead body disposal, is disposing of resources. So
Wait, what?
if you have too much of an item you don't want, for example, let's say you've got too much tallow or something in town, you will now have the option of disposing of it. This UI is still getting tweaked a little bit before.
So we can delete items now.
Build that we set up for the stream, but the general idea is still there.
Like burning it or something like that?
You're going to be able to set a number and throw away some, amount of resource. So if you've got those crude weapons lying around from the early game that you just don't have any use for anymore, you'll be able to get rid of them. Any news on a possible forger's upgrade rework to make them more reliable? I think you're going to have to elaborate on what reliable means there. Has the detriment of beer been altered at all? It has not. I think I know what you mean by
detriment of beer?
But no, it has not been changed.
I think it means people getting violent and like killing everyone in the town.
Before building vault, gold vanishes in spite of balanced budget. I'm not aware of there being a leak in gold quantities.
Yo, Valnor, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime sub. Have some Bezos bucks. Thank you, dude. Thanks to all you guys for your Twitch Prime subs. Welcome aboard to the streams.
But I've
Good to
never
see ya.
seen an example that's been reported or confirmed or reproduced that shows that gold just vanishes on its own, or vanishes in a way that doesn't reflect this. Frostpunk crossover. I don't even know what that would look like. Just winter all the time. And like,
someone
would
could do a
would it
Frostpunk
even
mod
work
like that.
as a crossover, though, because like Frontier is so far back in the timeline, like it doesn't really match up to their technology in Frostpunk. Because I mean, they had to make those reactors to keep themselves alive, and I don't think that technology exists in Frontier.
The glass smelter is good enough.
You just add a Frostpunk Frostpunk heat generator, except there's no electricity in the game. What's that hourglass button in the bottom left of the UI? Glad you asked. Another feature of this update. If you want the game to slow down from 3x or 2x speed or whatever by automatically for you when there's an attack, you can toggle these options here. So when these are on and there's a raider attack coming, if I'm playing on 3x speed, it'll automatically slow down to 1x for you. That way you can have more time to respond. And I haven't had a raider attack during the stream yet, but there's actually a pretty big update to how raider notifications work.
Oh, tell me more.
So maybe a raid will show up before the stream is over, but now not only does notification show up a lot sooner, but you'll have a big arrow indicator pointing you to where the raid is coming from. So no more guessing, like, oh my god, there's a raid, like, where are they? Where do I send my troops? Like, you will actually have a general idea, like, okay, they're coming from the northwest. I can send my soldiers to that wall and be ready for them. Will we ever add sheep to the game to produce meat, milk, wool? Could produce new types of clothing.
I bet they will.
I think sheep would be really cool. It's a little out of scope to get to 1.0 at this point, but I think a whole like wool industry would be a perfect addition to Frontier in the
Being
future.
able to make thread and stuff.
The design of the graphs and how they're divided and grouped, is that planned to stay this way, or will they get an overhaul before 1.0? Are you talking about the annual report?
Paradox added the ability to use mods in City Skylines 2 as well as adding a map editor feature. Oh, they added those? Cool.
Take a look.
I'd like to go back to more City Skylines, but I thought there'd be more changes and fixes before the DLC releases, which is like the beachfront properties or whatever it is.
What does the game look like by 1.0? Well,
where there's wool, there's a way.
It's going to run better, and it's going to have more quality of life stuff. And achievements, and more modding. Lots of things.
Yep. Standing by.
New to the streams. When release of 1.0? You're just waiting and waiting. I can't give you an exact date yet. I imagine we'll be announcing it in the future. But we're aiming for 1.0 this year. So, Farthest Frontier 1.0 2024. Which month 2024? We have one in mind.
I think it's August.
Not ready to tell you. You may have missed it earlier, just to clarify that players get cavalry in the update, or just raiders get cavalry and we get anti-cavalry.
Both.
And if so, is it its own unit, or is there a mount dismount option? So.
Oh, mount dismount option. Good question.
And there's no dismount option. It's just
what?
The cavalry unit. Get in line, guys.
You can't have your, like your speed.
We've got lancers and we got horsemen. So horsemen move quite a bit faster. Lancers are a bit more heavy, higher damage.
Wow.
I see. So what you want for your stats and graphs is the ability to go like way back in time. That would require some significant UI changes, because like if we're talking about going back like 500 years, I mean what year is this town? 159. So like 160 years of data. I think that stuff is all stored. not 100% sure off the top of my head, but just to display it all, it would require like you'd have to be able to set like ranges. You'd have to be able to set, you know, like min max for like show this time of this time period only.
I'm hearing a lot of
because
like
otherwise it would just be unmanageable to see that much data at once.
that it's all
Portuguese
impossible to
translation needs
do.
improvements. Some things don't make any sense. Unfortunately, I don't speak Portuguese myself, so I can't really vouch for any particular localization. If you have feedback regarding an issue of localization, like
I'm
any
gonna ride the
language,
bear.
like if you feel like something was mistranslated, or maybe there's an error, or a typo, or a grammatical error, please report that as a bug. We can forward that to our localization team and make sure it gets fixed. Because while I'd love to speak every language in the world, that's simply not going to happen. So I can't take a look at Portuguese or German or you know, many of those other languages and be like, oh, that's a problem. We need to change that. So we're kind of counting on the translator and you guys to be like, oh, that's good. That's how it should be. Are there new hotkeys for troops?
Oh, that'll be
So
helpful.
that you can call all the barracks at once, or do you still have to go to each one? So I mentioned this earlier in the stream, so there's these new buttons in the lower right that are hiding behind me. I'll hide myself again. So in the lower right of the stream here, we have select infantry, select archer, select cavalry, select all military. So if I click this, select all military units, I can tell every single military unit in my town to get in position. And that's what those guys are going to do. And then once you select some military units, you get additional stance options. So I could, for example, tell all these guys to stop, and they're all going to stop.
Hopefully.
Also, in terms of military, we have unit groups. So I just clicked 1, which selected just these guys, because earlier in the game, I selected these guys, I set them, you know, control 1, I set them to group 1. I can select a smaller amount of them, and I'll only select, you know, and bind that to group 2, and that's group 2 now. So control number 1 through 9 or 1 through 0, and then pressing those numbers will restore whatever control group you've set. It's basically like pretty standard RTS settings. And because we went all the way from 1 to 0 for that, we decided to actually, why the heck not? We're gonna give you all these additional camera bindings too. So now you can save 10 different camera positions around the map.
That's good.
Jump to them instantly.
That makes up for the lack of a mini-map for now. Saving up to 10 different points is pretty powerful.
Any plans to add more gold sinks into the game? Your vaults are always full. Well, clearly game's too easy.
Put the difficulty up then.
I don't know in terms of what the future will hold for stuff costing gold. So we'll see about that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there go the horsies.
But the addition of the new soldier options does give you more ways to spend gold.
Oh, God, yeah, for
Horsemen
sure. Horses are going to be
powerful, but also more
expensive.
expensive.
Yeah. And then you need to employ people to always have hay because the horses won't produce any food at all. They'll only eat.
Existing town to 0.9 per 2, or do you have to start a new town? So in
like
terms of
cows. Cows
features,
produce multiple types of food.
pretty much everything that's added in 0.9.2 is compatible with existing towns. What you will be missing out on is raider camps that spawn with horsemen. Since those get populated when the game is started, those will not be in your save. But everything else, you can pretty much just keep playing your existing town. So this update does not require you to start over if you don't want to.
Okay. So then we just go back to our old town. We don't have to start fresh. Except for not being able to see raider camps
once in range of raiders,
that have horses.
Run down to take care of their
But that might be
damage.
okay because invading armies might have horses too.
I mentioned those additional controls in the lower right when you select units. Like you have offensive stance, defensive stance, rally stance, and hold position. Like those give you a lot more control about what you want your soldiers doing. So yeah, an aggressive stance will have them pursuing raiders a lot longer. A defensive stance will have them actually pull back a lot sooner and then, you know, seek out new targets nearby instead. You need to wait some more, then you just don't want to start a new game before release of 1.0 because there's so much more that's coming. Yeah, I mean, if you want to have like the complete 1.0 experience when you start your next town, unfortunately you are going to have to wait because there's still some pretty cool new features coming.
Oh. Yeah, I'm starting a new city at 1.0 no matter what.
Buildings coming, different types of towers, etc. I don't think there's any currently planned, no.
No additional
Not
defenses?
for 1.0 anyway.
No
Thank you for
gatehouse,
making
like
game
a
this.
serious
It's a blast. I always
gatehouse?
come back to it when I need something. I know I'm gonna turn. When I need something, I know I'm gonna turn.
Yeah,
the
this
brain off and
update
enjoy
is
building.
out,
There
but you
go.
need a password. Did anybody get that password, by the way, from Crate Entertainment?
Yeah, if this is your
There's a
go-to game
Steam
to
password
kind
you have to plug in
play,
to
like, relax
play this
and chill, yeah,
9.2
perfect.
version early. It's a
I mean,
little
you could
beta
even turn off
currently,
and
but
off,
eventually
you know,
it'll be public
raiders
before
completely and then have a very peaceful
1.0
experience.
release.
Are there group icons anywhere control 0 to 9 on units? Oh, like in terms of what unit is bound to what? Not currently? Is that something you think is necessary? When will you be able to use the beta code? So when we start the playtest later today, you'll be able to enter that beta code and opt in to the beta branch. You'd love to be able to immortalize a villager. The only survivor of a raider attack is now Aldrich the Great, and you can get a statue named after him. That'd be pretty fun. Not sure that's something we'd get in for 1.0 though.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You don't like the fact that the people are running? It's okay. I kind of stopped noticing it at a certain point
so
for me.
You can transfer soldiers just like always. You also have a lot more fine control about which soldiers you want to get rid of. So, for example, I want to get rid of these archers here. I can just get rid of them specifically. Or like, if I really don't like Lingon here as a pikeman, I can be like, get out.
Wow, you can just do layoffs.
Grim Dawn expansion in 2024. So Grim Dawn expansion is slated for the end of 2024, start of 2025. Which one of those will kind of be based on, you know, how development goes and how many features we end up adding that we didn't plan to add, because we always do that. Will we ever get stronger walls? If not, any plans to have double triple walls look different, prettier. I don't think we're planning any more powerful walls at this time.
Bruh.
An earlier formation had archers in the back, pikemen up front. Was that a natural formation or created? So that's just the default unit behavior. We're not gonna get into like Total War custom like formation stuff here. Like at the end of the day, this is not an RTS, so we didn't want to get too crazy. So like it's just like a default, you know, ideal set layout where like the, you know, heavy infantry go up front and the archers go in the back.
That's a good move. Formations are like a small thing that'll make a huge difference.
You need raiders in your world. You like to send an army on 20 dudes. What's the highest on the list for the devs want to add? The highest thing on our list that we want to add is actually.
Oh, okay.
It's a very feature
right.
that we're very excited to add in the game later this year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sounds right.
Why aren't deer eating through my crops? Well, because I've got all my crops fenced in. I'm pretty meticulous about that.
Fences for the win.
Can you share more yet on what the redacted building was in the developer log forum post? Well, the redacted building that was in that forum post is actually related to the feature that we're really excited to get into your hands. Oh, there's the raid attack coming. Looks like for
raid attack. All right, he's being invaded. Let's go.
And there you go. Like when I get off, let me pause actually for a bit here. So when I get off screen, I can't see them. The arrows appear. When I get them on screen, I get them over here. So let's get my troops in position. Get these guys over here. And I bet most of the raid will actually come from this direction.
In the mountains.
So we'll get these guys here. And I just fired a bunch of soldiers to show you that we could do that, which is unfortunate timing, but oh well. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Oops. Gotta wait for them to train. That's the problem. You don't get them right away, I think. Or at least to get their stuff.
Storages, like moving materials between them. So that's already a thing as of the last update.
Yep.
So if you're, that's what we're talking about there is storage limits. So that's what I brought up earlier about setting a limit to how much you can throw away.
Bum, bum, bum. Oh, there they come.
They are. Let's get that flag over there. There's battering rams or the catapults. There's catapults.
Wow, that's a lot.
Regardless of the walls, could we have a different model when we double them up so it looks like one thicker wall instead? No, I don't think we'll do that for 1.0.
No. Would have been nice.
Horsemen in there too. Actually, they're already in there. Look at them. They're like, we're on this.
His PC is chugging.
I assume
It's not
these
able
guys
to
got
keep
taken
up.
care of. Let's get these guys moving in too.
Bum, 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 bum.
Looking at my village count, since you started, it's very stagnant, actually decreasing. It's gone from 670 to now 662 in an hour. Where I'm playing at 1x speed for one, so it's only been like, and I've been pausing a lot too. So it's been what, like 5 months since we started the stream.
Somebody else died, and there's the notification right there.
Any chance of being able to sell flags to the trading post? Anything that's not currently sellable at the trading post will continue to not be sellable at the trading post. There are certain resources that are very easy to generate in huge quantities, and the traders are just not interested in buying them.
I guess.
Yeah, get out of here, raiders. Oh, speaking of these rally flags, so I want all these guys to go back to barracks. I'm just gonna, oh, I clicked the wrong button. But yeah, clear all flags if you want to just get all your guys heading back to their barracks at the same time. You don't have to go and find every single flag you've placed. And on that note, if I have a rally point flag set, you have a new button here that jumps to target.
Okay.
And it will help you find where you've left that pesky rally point. Similarly, for work camps, let's see.
Oh, that's a good way
So let me
to
move
not
this
lose things.
circle way over here. And if you click that button, it jumps
Yep,
to
everybody's
your
good. Yep.
work area.
Feeling good, man.
So
Welcome
if
to the
you've
Big O
forgotten what
stream.
you set it to, you can now use that to jump straight to that spot.
Oh, there's the Forester camp.
The cavalry building sound effect seems 2 times as loud as the other effect, is it? I guess
Yeah.
it's a little loud. Yeah, we can turn it down a little bit. There's battering rams too. Have you not noticed the battering rams already?
Yeah, this game's had battering rams since day one, I think.
Instead of just thicker walls, have devs consider defensive obstacles to add more variety to defensive buildings. I think the anti-cap sticks, or like those elaborate traps you see on castles and stuff. That all sounds cool. It's a lot of scope for 1.0. If people post-release really want to develop more of the like military stuff, then that's something we can definitely look into in the future. A horse with no rider joining in. Yeah, I think that was actually a rider that got killed, and the horse left. The catapult does not do damage. The catapult is definitely doing damage. The walls are getting fixed now.
Yeah, that catapult was kind of like instant.
Can we restart an existing town we've been building and have to update it, or use the same seed? Those are both options. Will we add sheep to the game? Now we can add groups, our hunters in number groups to kill early raiders. I don't think you can group raiders in unit groups, or sorry, hunters in unit groups. I think those meant specifically for military units. In terms of sheep, I did answer the question just a little bit earlier in the stream. Like, sheep would be really cool. I think it would really make sense for sheep, though, to come with support for whole wool industries. Like, you know, a way to treat the wool, like prepare it for making clothes, and then you of course need wool and clothes. So like that's a whole stack of new features that would need to be added altogether. I think sheep would be a really cool addition in the future, though.
Okay. Glad he agrees.
You can already see yourself making a horseman hit party for those catapults. Yeah, that would be the idea. Sorry, silly question. You haven't used Twitch much, but is the stream over? I hope not, because I'm still talking. What is the siege max splash damage range? I think it's like 3 units-ish, 2 or 3 units, and non-buildings do take less damage from siege. When we first implemented catapults, I had this instance where they fired at a gate that my infantry were standing by, and they all got wiped out. So there is a damage reduction for military units versus siege. Any plans for firearms? Not at this time.
Oh.
I'm not sure if we'd ever advance the game to the gunpowder era, but at this time it stops at crossbows and archers. Any plans to add new trees for the arbors? Oh, like new fruit trees? I don't know, maybe in the future, like, there's still the possibility of adding new crops and new fruits and many things like that in the future. It's sort of like, what are people looking for? And once we're at 1.0, that doesn't mean like, oh, well, game's done, guys. Sorry, no more additions. Like, that's going to be the time when we're going to start asking questions like, well, what would make this game even better for you? What sort of features would you want to see in a Frontier? And those are the conversations we'll be having post-release, and those are the kind of things we'll be looking to update the game with. So if people are really interested in more fruit trees, that seems very reasonable. You sent your 19 pages of suggestions. You had some questions back then.
19 pages of suggestions?
Just to be clear, in terms of sending suggestions in, we appreciate all feedback, and we do look at all of it. I will say, though, that getting a 19-page report is going to be really hard for us to process.
Yeah.
Most of the time we're looking at feedback, it's going to be in the middle of a workday where we're like, okay, I just committing this. While it's checking in, let's take a look at the forum. Okay, I spent 10 seconds looking at this post. If I can get the gist of it in that time, that's going to be a lot more helpful than having 19 pages of feedback to parse through, because eventually I will, but it's going to take a while. And it might involve some skimming, to be honest. Just to be brutally honest in terms of like posting a huge feedback like that. Like, be concise and to the point.
Right.
It's going to get your point across much better.
Good point.
In terms of getting a response to your feedback, I do apologize that we're not able to respond to everybody. Like, there's so many of you and only so many of us. And
Yep.
And honestly, a lot of the programs.
That's how I feel about in chat.
So a lot of the time it's just me responding.
Oh, you want to see loot
So
from
then
the
it's
raiders
just
after you
fun.
kill them? That's a good idea. Like, I
So
think that's
keep
still
for me
something
in
that should
mind.
happen.
Make short posts.
Randomly drop a sword or something, then you get to put it in storage.
So to get to your questions, though, when will we see a map editor feature? So you're talking about like making like a custom map. The game wasn't built with that in mind. It's purely like map generation with seeds. So I'm not sure that's ever going to change. Will there be a more detailed map customization before starting a game? You're talking about like rule sets and stuff, like affecting what spawns on the map and stuff. That's possible. I can't say right now whether that's going to make it in for 1.0 or not. Any plans for multiplayer? Answer earlier question, no. Farthest Frontier will remain a single-player game. A campaign of a storyline would somehow slide away from the current idea of the game, but do you plan to implement separate nation clans or other specialized features that would allow a proper campaign to be created? We do not have plans to create a campaign at this time. The game was always intended to be a sandbox experience.
Yep.
If post-release there's
Campaign would have been cool,
a lot
though.
of requests for some sort of scenario gameplay, we can look into it. But not for 1.0.
Sag.
Would be nice to make oil and such. Yeah, that'd be another option.
I still want to be able to use animal fat for more stuff.
Re-wagoneer behavior. Drive back versus running. Raiders take wagon if left. So the raiders aren't here to steal your wagons, but they will kill the drivers if they can. Will raiders ever pillage areas outside the defense range and then leave? Raiders have targets they prefer. So once they get into your town, they're definitely gonna, it's like certain, and actually certain raiders have different preferences too. So like there's raiders that are called thieves, and those guys are pretty much gonna gun it for your storage buildings, and they're gonna try to grab as much stuff as they can and get out. And then there's raiders that are pretty much focused entirely on just wrecking stuff. So if you don't take care of those guys, those are gonna be the guys that are just gonna wipe your town clean if you let them.
That's fun.
And then there's something in between.
Yeah, the regular guys with the
Your
clubs.
troops gain veterancy based on combat experience. How does
And
that
the
work?
sacks.
How would it interact with not keeping a standing army? Well, so you can see my guys here have now made some progress towards veterancy here, which means that a bunch of these guys have gotten some combat experience, probably from killing raiders. And in terms of your other question about not keeping a standing army, if you remove your soldiers, their veterancy gets erased. So that is a benefit of keeping a standing army. You'd like to be able to play until 2155 and then build a rocket to conquer space. Maybe in 0.9.3, easily, no problem. Maybe 0.4, let's be realistic. Any plans to add a crime police system? That's actually something we've talked about as a mechanic.
I want to see the education
Not gonna
system.
be 1.0 feature, but that would be a cool thing to do.
They're not going to have police ready for 1.0. What about the
a
schools?
way
Like
to
the
punish
school are
those-
kind of...
those soldiers that go on a rampage after
They
getting
don't
drunk.
feel like they work right.
I think that'd be a nice bit of depth. But it would be more of a post-release thing. Role sets, deeper settings, starting assets, etc. would be amazing. Yeah, I think more controls over how you start your game would be pretty cool. Raiders hate your fences. I think they hate my fences too. Let me see. Oh no, that's a gate. They've definitely destroyed some fence somewhere. Yeah, there it is.
Boom. You want them to add more bears? I bet you do.
How do you opt into this update? So after this stream, probably by 6 o'clock Eastern time, we're going to get the playtest up for you, and then you guys will be able to opt in on the forum. If you don't have a forum account, you can't see that section of the forum. So anyone that might be clicking that link and can't see it is because you need a forum account to do so. The reason for that is that we want to consolidate playtest feedback in one place. We're not gathering your data. Like this forum, the only thing this forum asks for is an email address and a username, obviously a password for your account, but like we don't store anything besides that. Like we're not asking.
Does anyone know what that password is yet?
Where you live or anything like that.
We need that password from Crate Entertainment's page.
So don't give it to us. It's purely. So
hey, thanks for the birthday wishes, yo. Yeah, birthday was on Saturday.
Keep it consolidated so people.
Thank you, everybody, for all the birthday wishes.
In different places, unaware that it's been fixed. So but you can opt into the playtest just by having the code, the beta code. So that code's been floating around on the internet for a while now. That's fine too if you don't.
Oh, maybe the code is the same.
The forum, that's an option.
I thought it'd be different for each one.
Veterancy dynamic, very cool. Also written in dev notes, assigned to companies and can move between barracks. Can you demo that? Let's see. Yeah, I think I can transfer some dudes.
Oh, that's a neat idea.
So we're gonna move these guys.
Okay, so he's about to show transferring troops from one barracks to another, which is actually a great thing because if you've got some troops that are veteran in one fort and some that are veteran in another, then you can take the most veteran troops and put them in a barracks that's really hard to defend. So if there's like an open field that the enemy is constantly killing you at, and they're attacking from other locations too, then you could just take those veterans and tell them to go to the more difficult to defend location.
Guys over here.
That's cool. Yeah, Saturday was also International Bear Day. Yeah, I know.
Archer. So you see that archer is now gone from Bro Company, and he's off to the Twitch Company. We've got some great company names over here, apparently.
Oh yeah, that's always a good idea to put like you could put a tower near a wolf den. And then you could put a couple of like hunter tents nearby, and then you can use that to
using a Google account.
Harvest like meat,
but you can't sign in with
wool,
account.
or I mean hide. And I think they may also produce some animal fat.
Repair all button instead of highlighting the fences or clicking through broken buildings. That might make sense. That would be a good quality of life feature. Yeah. Are more endgame calamities planned besides plagues and raiders, like more fantasy inspired? We're definitely keeping the game relatively like low fantasy here. Like the relics for religion are already kind of fantasy-ish, but there is a lot of real world background into how these relics were believed to work.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like a faith aspect of them. Like, oh, people are motivated to do this because this exists in their town. So it's a little bit more grounded than like, I don't know, fighting off a dragon or something. Yeah, someone just pasted the beta code over here. So anyone that doesn't want to register on our forum, you can opt into the playtest with that. But you won't know when it's live because it's going to be posted on the forum.
Oh.
Any plans for higher tiers? So we're planning a higher tier of housing. You'll be able to
Tier 5.
get Tier 5 houses. It's sort of like the pinnacle building. In terms of a Tier 5 town center, that's not in scope for 1.0. Like Tier 4 is where we're stopping in terms of like building tech.
Sad. So like what the hell is going to come to 1.0 to make it so big then? Like I was expecting 1.0 to have like Tier 5 buildings and maybe like I thought we'd be surprised with something related to water.
Is there going to be any type of prison mechanic?
Now I'm starting to think like what the hell could they put into 1.0?
Exactly?
Are they saving like some real big stuff?
Plan to do with them?
Like what could they put into 1.0 to like complete the game?
Dragon farms?
So Martins.
Maybe
Dragon
when we
farms.
do fanciest frontier. Fresh meat. Fresh meat from Raiders. I sense a theme in this chat regarding corpses and raiders that makes me a little concerned for you guys.
Yeah, well, the nice thing is at least we've never had to deal with raider bodies. Like you've never had to bury them. But then you can't bury them or anything either.
Discord is not official.
Or you don't have to.
So definitely on the forum. While we do occasionally hop into that Discord just to hang out and chat for a bit, I've done that pretty recently myself. We're not going to be checking in there for bug reports. So definitely if you have a bug and you want to get in front of us, please report on the forum. Even Steam forum or the official one. Either one works. They'll get the top men on it. Do we have goats in 9.2? Yep, there they are. Going back inside. Is Farthest Frontier in the same universe as Grim Dawn, but only some 200 years before the Grim Dawn? No, so they are not the same world. You can pretend it is. Grim Dawn before the Grim Dawn. When everything was great. All you had to worry about is the Black Death and Raiders.
Teehee. So super
Last night
easy.
You lost 40 villagers to a raid, so no mercy. That's fair.
But I think they're saving materials for a DLC. Well, he mentioned that, like the water stuff could be a DLC, but
to be added to support modding in your
honestly, I think hearing that there's not going to be tier 5 stuff, hearing that there's not going to be water stuff.
So decorations are the first step.
I mean, I don't know what's going to make 1.0 so special then. Like this 9.2 is good with the military update and stuff, but it's like, okay, cool, but what's going to be in 1.0 now?
Be interested in doing it, so
like, what more is there left to do if everything's no?
With as easy to use tools as possible.
They're like saying no to all these updates.
There was a previous mention of a tier 2 bakery. Is that still in the works?
No.
It is still in the works. It is not in this update, however.
All right, so we might
More. Great game.
So 1.0 we might get a bakery.
I think more streams would make sense just from time to time. It kind of depends on,
That's all we're going to get, a tier
when we're playing a release.
Tier 2 bakery.
We have a lot of things going on here at Crit Entertainment, so it's not like I'm just sitting around being like, I should stream today. It's more like, oh god, I need to make time for a stream.
They're working on a new RTS while they're also finishing this game.
Did we fix the issue of herders not stocking their barns with fodder? I believe we did. Definitely let us know if it still happens in 0.9.2, but I believe the issues that people have been experiencing with barns not stocking and with lumber mills and sawmills not emptying. I think those should all be resolved in this update.
Not emptying. Oh, you mean
if they haven't been,
bringing stuff to the storage area? Okay.
Do we get goats and chickens before cattle? That's up to you. They're available around the same time in terms of progression. When will we build round walls? Probably never. We'll see.
Ground walls? Underground walls?
Grim Midnight comes before Grim Dawn, I'd assume, yes. Or maybe like Grim Twilight. It'd be cool to use Ghost super clear brushing for building. I guess that'd be kind of funny. Like I said,
oh, it looks like we have another death.
Service.
Oh.
Did books get a rework? I can never make enough. I don't think books got a significant rebalance, no. I mean, in my town, I don't currently have books in stock, but I think I probably just need to get more bookbinders working. I only have 4 working right now.
I still got to make that
So
bookbinder.
I don't
even think I'm growing
stuff to make books.
No, I am growing linen, or what is it, flax or whatever.
Upgrading tavern to maybe an inn to be able to accommodate more traders and make them stay longer. Interesting idea. Not sure tavern would be the way to do that. Maybe an inn would just be its own building, but maybe someday. Now, is there anything that I forgot to mention for this update? We mentioned modding.
We're almost to the end.
Mentioned the throwing away resources.
And then we're going to play ourselves.
Wagons for transferring resources. We've got horsemen. We're not horsing around. Stables, goats, chickens, soldier management, raid warnings, horsemen showing up. You might have seen some of those during the battle. We mentioned some of our bug fixes, changes to population growth, the speed controls. There's a lot of stuff in this update. It's pretty chock full of quality of life stuff. So like if there's some things that you've been like, oh man, I wish they'd change that, or I wish they'd add this to like make the game more convenient, like this might be the update for you. There was
I'm
a fix
excited
for
to play.
graveyard construction, which probably not as exciting for you guys since it just changes how much they cost to build.
Yeah, a load
If you
screen of the
recall
game has
previously,
round
they
walls,
cost
and you can't
5
build around
stone,
walls.
no
Yeah.
matter how big they were. That cost now scales with graveyard size.
I'm starting to think, like, what
Which
the hell
is
else
just a
is?
little bit
What have
more-
they been working on, and what's the
It didn't make
final
much sense
step?
that it costs 5 stone no matter what. Will there be a way to deal with drunk soldiers that go on a murder spree? Well, the easiest way to deal with that is to send to raider camp. You know, re-education camp, but a raider camp. New issue, nerf graveyard cost. Already? Yes, I think we covered the big features here. Yeah, there's trading requests, we've done that. Thank you for updating and making an excellent game. I'm glad you think it's an excellent game. I hope we can continue to make it better for you guys. And we thank all of you that have been participating in the playtests and in early access in general. Like, your feedback is shaping the game and it's helping us iron out bugs that we might not have found ourselves. Like, it's
What is
easy
the
to
best
say,
hide source?
like, oh,
Probably a
developers released the game
bush.
with all these bugs in it. Like, how is this not fixed? Like, sometimes, honestly, like, things just don't pop up until you have hundreds of people thrown at the game. So it's hard to predict every issue.
What is this game? Farthest Frontier.
I
Thanks
can
for saying
assure you
that, because
that
it looks like
virtually
Twitch
any
didn't.
developer
I
on the
tried to
planet
update
does
the
not
game
wanna ship
name,
their
and
game
Twitch
bugs.
didn't change it. So, yeah, it should be listed now. Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
Prohibition, just don't make beer. Yeah, that's an option. Do goats make milk?
Have they
Yes,
got the
do.
armies in yet?
Thanks
Yeah,
for
it looks
streaming and
like
answering
this.
questions.
This has been the combat update.
I think this,
So
this
they
pikeman
focused
here
a lot
was
more
just got
on
drunk.
horses, cavalry,
It's okay, you didn't stab anyone
catapults,
on the way down.
and then ways to control your troops and different ways to manage the barracks
so I am
and
going to be
such.
hopping off the stream here to get back to work and make sure to get that playtest out to you guys later today. Do you guys have any last-minute burning questions that you want to ask before I hop off? Were Def your favorite developers you've interacted with in an early access title? I'm glad you think so. Frankly, for us, early access has been an excellent experience. Grim Dawn exists in the state that it does, thanks to early access. So we definitely take it
Okay,
very
wow.
seriously.
All right, we're gonna
I know
be-
that not
Yep,
every
we're gonna be
developer
playing
necessarily
right
does,
now.
and
Wow.
there's some games that have just been early access, you know, perpetually, which for some of them that's not a bad thing. Like, they're just getting updated and updated and updated, and some people are cool with that. And then there's, you know, the ones that just get kind of quietly abandoned and no one ever talks about again. But that's not how we're using this system. Like, early access to us is primarily a way to get interacting with you guys.
Is it for
hearing your
sale now?
feedback,
Yeah, this game has been
changing the
out in
game
early access for like
but it's still the easiest to change it.
two years.
Because like once a game gets released, it gets to a certain point where like, well, we can't change
No.
this fundamental thing.
like
People are playing with
almost
this.
2 years.
Like, if we change it now, someone's going to be upset, or it's going to break the game completely. Like, those are things that are kind of like, you know, nailed down and not changing anymore. But when it's in early access, especially, you know, way back at the beginning of early access, we could be like, well, we got this feature, but people
Actually,
think
I wonder if
do
it's,
more of this. Like, well,
let's
that's
see.
the time to do it. And that's how we've used early access for Frontier. And I hope you guys agree.
I want to
think
see if it's on sale.
gone excellent so far.
Nope, it's $29.99 currently. I thought maybe because of the update there would be a thing.
Extend your thanks to all the devs in the team. Absolutely. Hear that,
Oh.
devs watching the stream? They thank you for your work, and they should. These guys, the guys on the Frontier team are doing great work, and they're working really hard to get 1.0 ready for you. Like I said, there's still a lot of really cool stuff.
Will this ever
in the
hit
works
beta?
that
Well,
they're
they've confirmed
implementing, and
that
I
the
can't
game will
wait
come
to
out
show
this
it to you
year.
next time.
And I think it'll be in August of
Where can I
2024.
go to get into the playtest? So later today, the playtest.
me see
will
if there's
begin. Right
anything
now,
else.
You can't actually opt into it yet. Make some behind-the-scenes video, maybe like. you
Okay,
did
there's
for
like
your
another
films,
minute, and then
some
we'll go
artists
play
working.
ourselves.
Oh, interesting. I'm not sure if I can convince Sandcaster to do that. I'll have to ask him. So Sandcaster is one of our artists. He is the principal artist on Frontier. So I think almost all of these buildings, if not all of them, have been through his machinations. If I can convince him to share with you the work in progress, maybe. Great updates yet again. Glad you think so.
Yeah, it
I think
seems
this
alright.
is an awesome update, especially for people that are more.
You didn't know Manor Lords was out? Oh, this is called Farthest Frontier. But I think if you're really interested in Manor Lords, you should play Farthest Frontier. They're a little different. You might not like them both, but I think chances are you're going to like them both. If you really like Banished or Anno 1800, you'll love this game. And if you like those games or this game, you'll probably love Manor Lords. Manor Lords is like...
I don't think we have anything to hide, so I'm happy to answer your question.
You know?
Did arrows get reworked? Not to my knowledge. You'd have to clarify what you mean by arrows getting reworked.
Okay, I think that's pretty much the end. After that, it goes to... he basically says goodbye, and then it goes to the thing. The outro screen. Okay, cool. So we know what's new. There's a couple of things there that are a little... so what we understand now, and I'm glad we watched that because now it tells us all about 1.0, that 1.0 will not have any new buildings aside from like tier 5 houses. And also it won't have bridges or like piers or anything to do with water. Like it doesn't even seem like there's going to be a fishing dock or whatever. There already is a fishing, like there is fishing in the game, but I was expecting like fishing boats or something bigger. So yeah, early access will end on like when the game fully releases this summer. So early access is like in its like final stages. Early access for this game will be done in just a little bit. Oh, I got to turn on the chat. What was the password? Let's see. I need to find that password to type in so that way we can for everybody to play. Because right now it's not in 9.2, I think. Let me just check. There's a way to check the versions. Betas. Okay, there's no way to opt in. Okay, let me just check real quick. I'm going to have to go to... Let's see. Let me see if I can just do it this way. Okay, I think this is the password, by the way. If anybody, that random string of letters... Yeah, thank you very much. Oh, yep. Somebody linked it in the chat, too. Beautiful. Over on Twitch. I didn't see that. Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, that's the password. Those random letters. So if you want to play this play test, here's what you got to do. Two important things to note. One, actually a few things. One, this game will leave early access and fully release sometime this year. I think it'll be in the summer, and I think it'll probably be in August, but that's just my speculation. But it is confirmed to come out this year. Two, the version we just saw, 0.9.2 or whatever, you can only access that by using this password here and then going to the drop-down box and selecting the playtest, and then your game will update through Steam. That's the only way to do it right now. But within a few, probably weeks, this 9.2 whatever will be the new version of the game. The only reason you might want to restart your game, like as in like build a whole new city, is if you want to see horse raider camps. The enemy will have raider camps, and they'll spawn with horses if you start a new game. Otherwise, I'm assuming invading armies will probably bring horses, catapults, and of course the regular old battering rams. Okay, let's play. So what we're going to do then is, because we've already started a city, we're going back to our old city. I thought we would start new, but no, we're going back to our old city. Uh, 9.2 update, many new keybinds have been introduced. All existing keybinds have been reset. Okay. That's probably related to the camera system. Oh yeah, we're going back to Bearborg. Great. 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 Back to Big O Bearborg. Okay, so that's cool that we looked up the all the new things. So we got chickens now. Chickens confirmed. Horses confirmed. Goats confirmed. We can now grow and create hay, so we can feed them year round, which is kind of cool. Then that means more grain can go towards the instead of feeding like the cows grain, you could feed them hay, and then that means the grain can go towards making a flour, and then or storage, or towards beer. I think those are the only thing that take grain, making bread and beer. We're gonna make some Radagast. Hell yeah, brother. I met that guy. It was pretty cool. Ooh, it's taking a while to load. That means the big city. Oh, and there's a fire. Oh, and we're being raided. Oh, and there's an arrow that shows where we're being raided. Cool. I actually didn't see that before. He mentioned the arrow, but I didn't like see it. Okay, that's really cool. So now when you get raided, an arrow actually pops up and shows you where the raid's coming from. That's really nice. Only complaint, though, is I feel like you should be able to click on the arrow, and then it should bring you right to where the troops are. Like, enemy troops are... Oh, now there's 2 more down here? Oh, that's great. Wonderful. Wait, I don't even see where the raiders are. Oh, there. Okay, so we got a battering ram there. Okay. And then we've got some troops down there and over here. Oh, right there. Oh, no. Oh, this is bad. This is very bad. Okay, so we're starting off in a horrible situation. We're being raided, and there's a fire. Fires are not a problem, really, but raids kind of are a big deal. We built a library, too. Money's a little tight. Do we have troops? I have a military, don't I? It's been a while since we've been in the old city. Okay, well, one, luckily, we actually do... Oh, there's the, the Wolf Company. Oh, that's sweet. Wolf Company. Oh, and look at that, combat efficiency. Oh, that's nice. You can see the total monthly cost of each fort. That's some things. Okay, total monthly cost of each fort can be calculated separately. You can see their veterancy and their combat efficiency. Military companies window, transfer, change, and then I put 12 troops in there out of 24. And then we could name them too. Okay, I think we're going to keep them there to deal with that battering ram. Oh, if I click on this, it'll bring... Oh, yeah, and look at that. It brings you to, like, each individual soldier. I feel like if you click on this, it shouldn't tell you the location of 116 different troops. It should just show you the 3 locations in which they're coming from. Which is basically northwest, and then, like, south and southeast. Okay, I don't know what's about to happen, so let's just roll them dice. I've got troops, I've got defenses, and the troops that I wanted to bring south are actually about to defend in the north, so we'll see how it goes. All right, 1 like equals 1 luck. 1's in the chat. 1's in the chat for our troops. Let's go. I didn't think we'd ever come back here, and here we are. Oh, Big Money Masook's here. Hold on. Big Money Masook. What's up, bro? I got Oh, you want candles? I could trade you some tools. Let's see. I'll transfer. How do I sell to you? Oh, we've got 4 in total. He'll buy cheese. I don't think there's anything I really want to sell to him. I could sell the tools for money, but... Nah, I think we're okay. Alright. Let's get back to it. Yeah, there's all the 1s. Alright, let's go. Oh, look. Another trader's arrived. Wow, like literally at the same time. Hi, ma'am. Looks like we're bringing stuff to the... Okay. We're bringing stuff to the merchant. Bum, bum. Wow, look at this train. Oh, we have a crappy little lookout tower there. Oh, no. That's probably part of the new neighborhood that we built. And I didn't get a chance to upgrade it. Well, that's dead. Ooh, no big lag when the building was destroyed. That's good. I think that's a little more optimized now. And it looks like the... Intoxicated, garrisoning... Oh, look! Troops are coming out and kicking ass. Go. Yep, there they come. Alright, cool. They'll get that done in just a minute. These battering rams are a problem, though. There we go. We've separated the battering rams a little bit. Those could flee if they get low enough health. Scorv is here. What's up, bro? Okay, Scorv. Oh, we're stocking a lot of things that haven't yet been delivered. Okay, so we can't really do any trades because things are being brought there to trade from us. Also, did I build another hospital? Oh yeah, we built a healer's house. Okay. We'll have to upgrade that too. I don't see any more troops up here. Let's bring our troops south. How do we bring them down? I'll tell them to defend there. I want to change that banner. What banner color should we choose? Wait, we gotta call this the Bear Company, right? This is the Company of the Bears, and how do we change their logo? Not sure how to change their logo. Ooh, the building has storage too. This storage is empty. I don't know if this building could ever store stuff before, which is important because if it can store stuff now... Oh, there it is. Localization not found. Building button. Okay, I see. I'm gonna not do anything with that because I don't know what that does. Looks like this could be broken. I don't know. We should be able to rename and give them a different flag, but it looks like it might not work at the moment. Okay, so they knocked out a little bit of the wall. And a tower. I thought they were attacking with like 116 troops. Where'd they all go? Supposed to be this huge army, and they just sent in a bunch of battering rams that were just destroyed. Okay. Wasn't it one of the small buttons on the right? Maybe. Let's try again. Change company banner. You're right. What seems to be bear? I'm gonna go with that color. Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't see anybody raiding. A couple of battering rams came in and destroyed some towers. That's a good price to pay. I don't mind repairing those. The Grand Temple. The Temple of the Golden Potato. Oh, yeah. That makes sense. All hail Brambor. Brambor is Opravdu Dobre. What is that? Oh, storage. Okay, I guess the raid is over. Nothing's been delivered yet. Okay. Well, maybe we won't get any trading done this year, but we're doing some building. What do we got for housing? 545. Nice. So this is, as he was saying, kind of the mid-game. Population of about 600. That's kind of the mid-game area, I guess. Okay, where's our hospital? We should have a hospital too. Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, looks like we need to hire somebody here. Let's take a look at employment. 35 laborers, 8 builders. Hire another hunter. Okay. Yeah, it makes sense that the Bear Army comes, or the Bear Company comes out of the Bear X. Yeah. Makes sense, y'all. Makes sense. Boy, our graveyard's completely full. Well, actually, not quite. 97 out of 100, 83 out of 100, and then we've got our crypt, which can hold 2,000. It looks like it's sinking. I think it got hit by a torpedo. All right. Let's straighten that out. Okay. Yeah. Cool. A raid seemed a bit unsatisfactory. Maybe it glitched because, like, to be fair, I think I saved right when that raid started in the previous version of the game. And so now we're playing an updated version of the game where perhaps the game tried to spawn some things and it maybe like broke it at that current spawn. But let's take a look at the new food production building. So we should have like a chicken coop now. There it is, the chicken coop. All right. That's a weird symbol. Look at that. It says under where it says requires, it shows skull, skull, and skull, and then it says produces meat. Oh, goat barn. We're gonna have to. So we can't get these animals on our own. We have to trade for them. We can get chickens and goats now. So now that's another thing we got to think about. Like where we're gonna put that. That's a good spot up here. We're also doing our cheese making there, but we could maybe move the cheese making a little closer to town. I got 2 big old barns here. How many cows do we have? 40? We have 40 cows for the whole town. One right there. Okay. We're going to have to buy some horses too, I think. I think I was going to build something here. Maybe we could put the chicken coops over here. Perhaps it was going to be the orchard, but now that we got new stuff, I'd rather just build it. Let's do a couple of changes. Okay, so let's build our road. Maybe about there. The hell? Oh, no. Well, look who decided to show up. Run, people. Oh, he's dead. We got him. Okay, let's do chicken coops. So I guess the chicken coop kind of works like the cows, where they'll have like a little grazing area too. So I guess no better area to graze than like right around the coop, I suppose. We'll build one and see how it goes. Is this a historic game or is it loosely based on the Middle Ages? A little of both, I think. They did say that they want to keep things kind of realistic. like not have fantasy in there, like magic or whatever. But there is kind of a little bit of that, a little bit. But to push it into like mysticism, where they, like how they thought there was magic, you know, that kind of thing, and witches. All right, apparently a cow ate one of our fields, but I don't see him anymore, so fine. Oh, it's autumn now. Pretty. Potato. Potato. Wow, things are actually really good in this settlement. Damn. Firewood's good, lots of clay. We could probably use some more bricks. We did... Oh, that's right. The last time we played too, I don't know if you guys saw this, but we really did a great job on the industrial area. I was cleaning all this up, and man, does it look good. I don't remember exactly what I was doing, but we were moving some things around so it could be better protected from the fort. So we built the fort up on the hill, and then it's protecting all the industrial area, so that turned out wonderfully. We got like a furniture factory here, but it's shut down for now. We're trying to make a bunch of planks. We just need to get more people in the city, really. As usual, same thing every time we play. More people are needed. Which comes down mostly to, it look like food variety? Yeah. We just need more food. We got good market coverage. Don't I need a fence around the chickens? Yeah, I'm going to build a stone fence up this way. But since we don't have enough laborers, I was just kind of like not giving them any more jobs. I want to wait a little bit for things to iron out. Okay, 4 new villagers were born. We're now close to 500 population. Never mind, now we're down to 92. A guy died. And there it is. Let's see. We're making... There's a glass maker there. We're making glassware too. What don't we have? Wow, glassware is great. Candles are good. Baskets we could use a little bit more of. We're making shields to sell. Clothing could step up a little bit too. Making tools. Tools are always hard to make, that many. Looks like we're cutting down a bunch of trees over here. New tools to select the infantry units. Okay. I think we'll start with a coop and see how it goes. I think that'll go away. I think eventually the raiders will disappear. This is kind of a glitch based on when I saved last time before the update. Do something like that. Then we can build a couple coops here. And then we'll have to do goats somewhere else. I don't know if we'll have the room. I also need to do an arborist. And I think we're going to do that up here. We were trying to get more relics too. Yep, we're trying to cut down all these trees. Yo, S. Jackson, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime sub. Welcome aboard. Did we want to build a road there? Let's do a little more decoration. There we go. It'll look nice. I think we put that well there for fires too. And did we put storage down? I think maybe that saw house right there was temporary. I'm not sure. Welcome back. Happy birthday. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Frostbite. Everybody should have clothing. Or winter clothes. Furniture workshop needs heavy tools. Hope we don't have an outage. We're making armor and shields now for money. Or at least that'll be the goal. Maybe next year when Big Money Masook comes around. We are losing some cash. I think we had a gold mine around here. What is this? Speed controls. Reduce the game speed for toggled events. Oh. That's what he was talking about. So you can have the game, you can play on a high speed, and then when a bear attacks or something, it'll slow it down. That's helpful. Especially if you're wanting to play on a higher speed. That is pretty. Children growing up, good. Actually, we should be able to let the guards return to their things. Since there's no attack. The false alarm. I think I built this extra saw pit just to try to get enough wood to build like the second barn or something. Let's go ahead and get rid of that one now. Have there been any bears today? There sure has within like the first 10 minutes of playing. We already killed one bear. Maybe two. You know, the bear out there be everywhere. Mm-hmm. Okay, we're throwing the fence on. Don't kill bear. Bear dead. Bear die. Oh, this is good. Now the bear won't be able to attack from over here anymore either. Oh, set grazing area. I think it was fine. Around the building. There's a small area they can't eat, but we'll see. That's probably fine. But since we don't have any chickens, we'll just turn it off for now and let the wall build. Today's goal is at least going to be to try to get to a population of 500. We want a population of 500. We got about 7 more people to go. How many adults do we have? 166 adults. 90 adolescents. That's good. That means 90 people are about to become adults and start working. Gold ore there. Thought we had some mines somewhere. Mining gold. Wait. Well, we are producing gold. Do we have gold ore? No. More rats. Okay. Maybe eventually upgrade that storage. It can be upgraded, and it should, I think. Yeah, that's going to be storing a lot of stuff for the industrial area, so it makes sense. You want everyone to go ice skating, yeah, out on our beautiful pond? Wow, look at that. Yearly taxes collected. And spring. Okay, I'm just looking over all the data. It seems fine. Did we recall the farmers for the winter time? Oh, no, yeah. I forgot all about that. Where we could just turn off farming and have them go become laborers. That's okay. We're still waiting for chickens. I should probably put a little fence down. And then I think we'll get the hunters out of here and have them go somewhere else. Probably closer to where the hunt is. Which I think is like up here. New villager born. Well, if the raid is glitched out, it means we won't be attacked ever again. Or maybe what it means is they also spawned a bunch of camps on the map, maybe, somehow. They might only be at the beginning of the game, but perhaps there's a way where raider camps will spawn in mid-game and be there? I don't know. Perhaps. Crop rotation is probably fine. We could also start growing that hay, I suppose. Oh, sorry, cows. I got them grazing in one of those areas. Oops. There, I'll have them graze over there. That's fine. Little overlap. Eventually we'll make all those meat smokers look nice, I think. Lay them out and have a little more treeage going on. Building trees always looks nice. Okay, let's upgrade our roads. Roads? Roads. Just the guy I wanted to see. I might have to order them from him next time. But I don't see chickens listed. Oh. Goats, horses, and chickens. Request this item to be brought. So far, so good. We just got to make some money. Got to find a way to up that cash number a little bit. Could have something to do with mining. What do we got for mining? Mining. Looks awesome. Pretty cool, yeah. Music in this game is so nice. Hopefully they add more tunes. Maybe that'll be something coming in Tier 5. I don't know, man. I mean 1.0. So speaking of 1.0 and Tier 5, it's like they're only building that I know of right now in the game that's Tier 5 is the Town Hall. Once you get up to Tier 5 with the Town Hall, you can make the houses Tier 5 as well. There's no... I mean, there wouldn't be any more buildings to unlock because if they did, they would be at a lower tier that you've already unlocked. So I really don't know where they're planning on going here. They spent like the last couple of years upgrading... Or we spend stuff, you know, time and money to upgrade. So it's like, when you get to a certain point with Tier 4, you've got all these materials and money. It's like, I want to buy bigger stuff. Like we got theaters, and then you got upgraded theaters. But it's like, can I go any even further than that? Well, no, not without new buildings, you see. All right, so this is the Tier 4 Town Hall. This should be upgradable, isn't it? No, it's not. I thought it could go to tier... Well, I thought this could go even higher. I thought it went one more tier. Okay. Oh. Big money, Masook. Oh, you want to buy close? Here you go. I forgot how to... Oh. Guy has only like $1,500. There we go. And then anything I want to buy? No. No. Well, maybe... No. Can't trade baskets. Yeah, I don't know what the late game's going to be like. It's certainly fun already getting to Tier 5, and if they add more stuff that you could use in the previous tiers, like cavalry and redoing how some of the military stuff works. Everyone could become good at that, but I don't know what you're going to have... I don't know what you're going to do after that. Yeah, we have a P.O. box. Exclamation point P.O. box. It's oh yeah, I'm gonna have to go check that. Oh, is it Monday? Oh boy. I don't know if I might have to go to the post office tomorrow. Go find out what else you guys sent me for my birthday. Chat probably spent a lot of time packaging up some cool stuff, so I want to make sure I go check the P.O. box again. I went back there recently, and developers sent a bunch of cool stuff too. I'll put up some photos pretty soon. They sent some other stuff that I wasn't expecting, so it's gonna be cool to see it. Looks like this is full. Let's do an upgrade here. Well, a lot of this stuff is full. Oh, paused. Okay. Yeah, good thing. I wanted to look around. Yeah, what else does Big Money want to buy? Oh, he's selling chickens? Oh. Wait a minute, I requested an item from somebody completely different, but Big Money Masuka is selling them. Well, that's kind of spendy, man. 157, but I mean, got to get started somewhere. So let's sell a bunch of beer to big money. And we'll buy back a bunch of chickens. I'll buy them all. Alright, we got chickens now. Cool. We'll put them over there. Turn the building on. Get a couple people working there. So I'm assuming the animals are still eating grain? Yeah. But now we can grow hay. That's cool. What's up, Lawrence? Welcome back, dude. Good to see you in the chat. Glad you love the streams. Welcome. I think we can move these smokers somewhere and then maybe build some more farm fields down here. In fact, let's take a look at fertility. It'd probably be better up here. We can do a farm field just for hay. Let's do that. I was going to do 2 chicken coops, but let's just start with the 1. Livestock is hungry. Alright, the workers are gathering food for them now. Beautiful. Matza, thank you very much for the 5. A little something for your birthday. Well, thank you very much for the birthday wishes, dude. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Oh, and I wanted to look at mining again. So where do we have mining? We have 20 miners. I thought there was like a coal mine over here. I don't even know if we're getting gold anymore. That may be the problem, is that we need a new gold mine. Let's go build one. Oh, there's 7,000 right there. All right. Well, that's where we're going to mine from. Okay, so now we'll start mining gold again, hopefully making gold bars. Dino Nugs in the chat and hashtag Matza in the chat. Show them some love for the support of the community. Thanks for supporting the streams. Appreciate you. Yep, Farthest Frontier is back for today to take a look at the new 9.2 update. This is the old city from before, but there are a few things new, including horses. And we just saw chickens. We're working on trying to get hay going so we can start feeding the cows, and then eventually we will have goats. We got to figure out where to drop them. Maybe putting everything in one area is not so good, but for now it's a smart idea, because if we put all the goats and cows in the same area, if they graze on those areas, it's going to equal high fertility land. And we could probably put the more grazing up here. Alright, let's move these. Okay. We'll move them over here for now. And this whole smoking area is going to get redone. It's going to become a non-smoking area. Bum, bum, bum. Yo, thanks for all the dino nugs and the hashtags for Matza. Thank you very much. Bum, bum, bum. Harvesting crops for another winter, 5 months. Fly. Population still around 500. We need more. How's desirability? Not bad. It'll hurt over here, though. But we could build another theater. Yeah, you can fish in the pond, yeah. Yeah, this game's always had fishing, but no boats. Don't want to delete the dirt road. Villager has been cured. Good. Oh, now we can start doing different recruiting. Not yet. Not until we fix the financial situation. We're literally opening a gold mine. And now we can maybe get some more money from Big Money Masook when he comes by. Maybe he'll ask for shields or armor. Yo, Goofy Lord, thanks for the 42 months as a raptor egg as well. Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, we're only negative 15 on the money now. Good. Okay. What's up, Vlad? Welcome back, dude. I want to go out and check out these raids, but I don't want to lose any of my army. Especially to a pesky bear attack. Oh, wow, look at that. That's going to be the new hayfield. Then we'll demolish that in 250 years and build a J.C. Penney's. Villager stricken with smallpox. That's bad. Oh, they were very close to being finished. 24 before the end of the year. Oh, they did it. Okay. So let's do our new crop hay. Oh, that's like completely immune to everything. There's also a lot of weeds in there. No, we want to do field maintenance. That's what it is. Oh, that's the one. We'll let them do that for a few years in a row. Have you played enough Manor Lords to say which of the two you enjoy the most? Yeah, I enjoy this more than Manor Lords. And that's only because Manor Lords was just simply a demo, which was probably one of the best demos I've ever played. But this game is early access, so... Oh my god. 33 people have now been diagnosed with smallpox, and now 12 more people are joining the colony. But we got over 500. That's great. Now we have plenty of jobs ready to go. We got people flying into the hospital. We have enough beds to accommodate them. Oh god, 55, 60... Oh, this is bad. I don't want to upgrade yet. Oh, bad. This is bad. Oh, this is very bad. 82 people. 83. Oh boy. 94, 95. Oh boy. You know, I wonder if we get medicine, if this is a thing where people can have medicine at their home and their home becomes like a hospital. It's kind of hard to make medicine, though. Send in the paramedics. Yeah. We've had yet another smallpox outbreak. That's why we're having money problems. We've had to build a few more hospitals and a few more towers, you know. Zero produced in the last year. Well, they just started. It just finished building. Okay, 130 people have smallpox, but the good news is 30 have been cured. So it's now time for the hospitals to take over. I might have to build a third. I think we've got one hospital and a healer's hut. We're going to upgrade the healer's hut, and then we're going to switch over to another hospital. Storage, food production. I think it's under amenities. Oh, that's what it is. Let's build that one there temporarily. It's going to be a quick build on that one. Oh, man. 13, 14 people have died from that. And that wiped out all the people who came into the village. Oh, man. We're going to have to roll that one back. Otherwise, it's going to be too much. Wait. Year 69? This is happening in the year 69? This is not nice. No, they all got smallpox, and this is like the third or fourth time in the game where we've had a smallpox outbreak, and it like wipes us, even though we have some hospitals ready to go. And I dare hate to request from the traders medicine, because something that's already kind of expensive is going to be insane when we actually request and they trade it to us. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Well, luckily, this goes right before the big smallpox outbreak. We'll upgrade the hospital. Hire another doctor. Build another hospital. There for now. Man. That's the only time we've had trouble, is that smallpox wipeout. So this is before they built the field and stuff, so that's good. So this is enough time to save it. Cool. Am I going to do a Townsend's crossover? You think he's going to invite me out to the old ranch? Probably. We could do that. Be cool. That was a global pandemic. You think they were working with the bears? Yeah, bears unleashed smallpox on the town. RimWorld? Yeah, I've played RimWorld-like games, but not actually RimWorld itself. At least not on the channel. So it is something we'll play one day. Alright, so I think what we're going to have to do, Chad, is like, I think we're going to have a hospital per 100 people. So we're going to build like 3 hospitals now. We're going to have to build 2 more after this. That's crazy. The problem about smallpox, though, is it's so ultra mega infectious that if anybody walks by somebody else with it, they're gonna get it. It's just gonna happen. Bum bum bum. And we need $500 to build each of those buildings too, or yeah, at least for the upgrade. Okay, well now that the mine's up, we should be able to get a little bit more iron, gold ore. Okay, let's fix this again. Set the first year to maintenance, then clover that. There we go. Do I think this and smallpox wave is related to the update? No, no. Last time we played, we got hit by smallpox as well. So that's why this game's pretty damn hardcore with the whole, like, outbreaks and stuff. Like, I think we were pretty ready to deal with it, but maybe that group of 12 people brought it in. Who knows? Bum, bum. Wait, we're being raided again? 18 raiders are coming in. From where? They're around that relic, but I don't see a single dude. Okay. This is fine. What's a V5? Okay, so hopefully we do get a group of people to come in before winter. Bring us back up to 500. Bum, 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 bum. You can't wait for the next update? Yeah, me too. Like, I'm really curious to see what they're going to do, because all this time when the game came out, I was like, what's going to be next? And when they talked about adding the book, like the library and the bookmaking and the guild and stuff in some of the previous updates that's now current, it's like, oh man, that's cool. All right, what's next? And now, I don't know. They were kind of just like, yeah, we don't know. Maybe some cool stuff. We'll work on it, I guess. Bye. Like, what? I'm excited to see, though. Like, I hope it's a big surprise, but to do a live stream for, I think that could have been 30 minutes of just like, hey, you know, maybe a 45-minute stream, 15 minutes of questions and stuff afterwards, and really try to keep it moving. But 30 minutes to be like, hey, here's what we do. And here's our game, and here's the upcoming update. We got to reach 500 for real. It's got to be a solid 500. No shenanigans. Your relic excavation site is under attack. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, I guess we'll just wait it out. And then, oh, is that a bear? No. That guy's dead. Got him. Villagers stricken with frostbite. That means we need more of these clothing. We need more of these hide coats, I think. Well, we got one. Okay, what's that under? Resources? Now I don't remember which one's which. I think it's a tier 2. Oh, there's the new stable. That's what that red building was. Okay, cool. So I wonder if... Yeah, that must act like a military building, because when we buy the horse, it'll get recruited there, or it'll stay there. And then graze. There's people who will take care of the horses. And then I assume the military shows up to ride the horses, too. But it's not like we'll take somebody from the fort and assign them to a horse at the stable. I think we have to just assign groups to... Like, they'll be strictly cavalry. Okay. Forgot what I was going to do. Uh-oh. Being raided by a guy. Have to build some more towers over here eventually. If he goes left, though, he's dead. Everything's possible up to this point. Through the power of magic, yeah. Finally, this guy's gonna die. Bum, bum. Just clear out all the raider camps? There's a couple ways they work. Raiders will come in from off the map to invade. They will also set up camps, and then they'll also be near these places called relics, where if you go near them, it'll anger them, and then they'll come attack. And as you're exploring the map, you don't know they're there. Until you do. Alright, with that wave defeated, that might clear this notice in the upper left corner later. Bum. Okay, chickens are fine. We're good. You want to see common criminals do stuff? Yeah. That's why they mentioned the, like the police system. Alright, we still got to get up to 500. We got immigrants last time, but that led to trouble. But this time it should be okay. Okay, so we put down a hen house. I think we're going to put down a stable then. Let's build the remaining items. We can put them on hold, but let's put them down. So there's a tier 2 stable. Oh, people don't want to live near it. Hmm. I mean, over here makes sense, but Nah, let's just plop it down and we'll move it later. Yeah. And same with the goat thing, because then we could just buy goats and then move them later. We'll now have the goat barn. Goat barn seems like a really great start. Yeah, that's a perfect size for a little barn for sheep. Could get some pigs in the future this way. Bum, bum. Goats are the goat, that's right. Okay, well, no smallpox this time. I think maybe one of those people in that group that came in brought smallpox, and then it immediately spread to everybody in the town. That's crazy. We're upgrading one to a hospital. We're building another one. Good. I'm going to keep our rat catchers kind of together. And then move them. Bum, bum. Hey, what's up, Wood Guy? Welcome aboard. Thank you to your dedications for you and your subs. Yeah. Well, thank you to everybody for the birthday wishes. Thanks for watching me at PAX. Thanks for hanging out after my big O vacation. There'll be more. But thanks for just watching the channel and hanging out. It's been nice to be here. Yeah, the game is more stable now. That's right. Okay, so we're building the stable. We'll get horses probably when we get more money, because we will need to pay for the, the cavalry. We got little chickens coming out of the coop. And we'll be turning that into a hayfield. Good. And we put the little door on it too. Cool. Fertility's good. We'll get these numbers up for cattle. Where did I go on vacation? To a different computer? Nah, I went across Europe for like 2 weeks. And then I came back, and then I went to Boston for PAX East. And then before all that, I had already planned this year in May to go to Japan with my friends, because we had been wanting to go together since 2018. But something got in the way. But then, like this is the first year that everybody's free to go do more. But then a couple of companies from Poland want me to come out and do some pretty cool stuff. But that's at the end of the Japan trip, you see. So I may fly from where I am now to Japan for like 2 weeks to then go to Poland and then stay there for like 2 weeks for like 2 different things. You see. We'll see. We're getting down to business. Oh, wow. And houses are upgrading too? You're damn right we're getting down to business. Oh, they like it because the hospital upgraded. Uh-huh. These guys still in their basic homes. We could do a little better. Let's see. Could I put a statue down maybe? I'll give these houses a +4. I want more statue variety. Okay. No, I'm not going to sell her candles either. Nope. Nope. Negative 69 money. Okay, well, the goat barn is getting built. I'm just going to put that down for now, and then we'll move it somewhere else. I think what I want to do is, now that we have access to that, we'll maybe move around the chicken farm and, like, maybe build 2 back to... How many can this hold? I don't think it can be upgraded. But the chicken coop... can hold 24 chickens. All right, so 48 chickens making eggs. So that'd be a great thing for year-round. So I probably want to do that. I'll probably do 2 chicken coops here and remove this fence and then make it like a big chicken coop area. And then we'll move the cheese makers to a different spot and give them their own private area. So what we'll do is we'll probably move this area here with all the smokers and the hunting camp somewhere else. And then we'll put the cheese making down there. And then we'll put the goat farm up there too. And I don't know if we can use goat milk to make cheese, but I know you could do that in real life, but I don't know if the game allows them to be the goats to be milked, or if they're just a smaller, you know, cow basically. But they should work like a smaller cow. They should. Yeah, that chicken coop can hold a lot of chickens, which is good. Uh-oh. That's fine. Alright, so 500 population's right around the corner. We just need like a baby boom or a group of settlers to roll up. We're now building a stable. We now have chickens. Like, we literally built the chicken coop, and we now have chickens purchased from Big Money Masook. We're building a stable, and we're building a goat barn. So all we gotta do is buy the... I think the goats and the chickens are a little more important than the horses. Because the horses only just eat food, and that's it. We probably want to save them for last when we've got more money for... well, to pay for them, and then also to train the troops to ride those horses into battle. So that'll come last. And then we saw all the other cool things like the arrows and whatnot. Rogue Enemy, thank you very much for the 5. Happy birthday, Raptor. Thank you very much, dude. I appreciate your birthday wishes. I do. I really do. And I appreciate the fact that we came back to this and didn't have to start over with a whole new city. Although, man, we're going to have to get ready for smallpox. That's like no joke. We're going to have to, every time we can... I think we're going to have to keep upgrading, and this is going to kill us money-wise, but it's better than having the city wiped out. So we're going to try to get 3 upgraded hospitals, and then I'm going to try to build 1 more healer, because we don't want to get smallpox no more. So hopefully that'll fight against that, because that was a bit insane. All right, we still have some organization to do here. It's real cluttered. We got like hunting camps and stuff up here next to City Hall, and then a bunch of random towers, but... that's been pretty good defending against all these raiders. Like, I haven't really built any walls yet except for around our fort. And, you know, the troops are holding pretty good. So we'll keep organizing and laying things out here, making some space. Probably build another thing here to, another little warehouse to access. Is that guy, what's that guy doing? Whatever. All right, what are we at for supply? Got a lot of people building. Hey, we got a lot of supply too. Wow, a lot of glassware. All right, as soon as Big Money Masook wants to try to buy some glassware, that's going to be good. Or actually, I forget it. The other guy, like Eltros or whatever. We're gonna probably trade with him. That's good money there. Pottery is good money. Again, the shields and the swords, we're gonna keep that for our troops. But we got plenty of cheese for the winter. Great stuff. Great stuff. Funky Rooster, thank you very much for becoming a Twitch Prime sub. Thank you very much for your support. Good name. Very good. All right. And the goat farm's almost done. Okay, we still have yet to see like what it's like to see cavalry combat, although we saw some of that in the video just before this. So we're going to have to see what it's like to command cavalry before and after. This is the big combat... sorry, the big combat update. So, but the goats and the chickens are game changing. But now we're gonna have to obviously bring in a lot of. We're gonna have to bring in a lot of stuff for the future update for sure. And that'll be a hospital soon. Do we only have 2 hospitals? Yeah, 2 for now. Here's what I'll do. I'll keep 1 doctor in there each until there's a smallpox outbreak, and then I'll fire up the numbers. Cool. 493, damn. Well, at any moment we could have a party come in and join us. 12 people was a lot. Hopefully we get another group that want to wander on in. Very nice. Very nice. Let's call this one Goats. Wait. Yeah. Goats and bows. Gotta have me more goats and bows. Alright, folks, that's all the time we have for the 0.9.2 update. Remember that code. I'll try to put that in the comments section afterwards. I'll put it down there. And remember, you'll need that in order to play this version that has the chickens, the goats, the horses, the stable, the chicken coop, the goat farm, the cavalry, the enemy cavalry, the changes to enemy behavior, being able to give your troops a different banner. Guys, let's get some dino nuggets in the chat. Let's get some hashtag rogue enemy for the support. Let's go. Let's get a hand in. Support the community being awesome like that. Make sure you welcome Punky Brewster as well as a Twitch Prime sub. Let's go. Let's show some love. And we'll be showing some love to Red, Dirty, and Bradford tonight as we play Plate Up. I'll be back in just a little bit for that one. So thank you very much for giving everyone a shout out who helps support the community. And thank you very much for watching more of Farthest Frontier. We will be playing more of this map then between now and release, but we will restart completely for 1.0 Farthest Frontier when it finally drops, hopefully sometime this summer. I'm assuming August, but it could be anytime sooner or preferably later. If the developers need more time to develop more stuff, take all the time you need. Otherwise, we'll be playing Manor Lords, which I think will be a game many will probably say, you know, oh, dude, Manor Lords is better. But honestly, I feel like these are just 2 different meals entirely. One is pasta, and the other one's like a stir fry. And it's like they're kind of the same, but also very different. You know what I mean? You know, they're both noodles and sauce and a protein in most cases, but those could be vastly different flavors, if you know what I mean. So anyway, I'll see y'all in a little bit for Plate Up with the boys, and I will see you all for more Farthest Frontier in the future. Thanks for watching. Yeah.